seen out to Martin Platt, have you?
No, pity. Am I the only one left being civil to people? I mean, I know when I say good morning to the paper lads, I'm lucky if I get so much as a grunt out of them. But I did think...
Good morning, Mavis.
Oh, good morning, Rita.
No, it occurred to me, you see, that you might prefer catching me here rather than at our house.
Well, why don't you go round to his house? I'm sure Gail will have his address.
I have his address, and I have been round to his house. He wasn't in. Left a message with his dad.
Oh, what's he like, Martin's dad?
What's he like?
Well, I mean, is he like Martin or what?
He's older. What's it matter what's he like? What matters is I left a message with him telling him to tell Martin to come and see me, which is something he doesn't seem too keen on doing.
We were at it till all hours. I'm not kidding. Vacuuming up, emptying out. How many bags did it say?
I don't know. There's a bin liner full of the stuff here.
Yeah, then we'd all to wipe down. Yet midnight, there we were, perched on a step ladder. Me and an head scarf, wiping the ceiling down with the damp cloth. Gets everywhere, you know, soot. Do you know I've had these in soot 3 times? I can still taste it.
It's not done your wallpaper much good either, has it, Vera?
Oh, this has all got to come off, this. Yes, and don't you say a word. Not one word. Because the only reason we're having to do all this is because of you being stingy. Thinking you can do it yourself. Well, you can't. You're useless, you know that.
Yes, love.
No, you're not. You're worse than useless, you. You're dangerous. You're a menace, do you know that? And my best coat. Wait till I show you what he's done to that. Only whacked his face on it.
Heidi, can't you take her to work before she had a flipping seizure or something?
Well, you can't put blame it.
Look, Nick. Look, ruined, see?
Clean.
Yeah, well, you'll see it is cleaned and all. I want you to set this morning, do you hear?
Right, well.
Yeah, and while you're there, I want you to hire one of them carpet shampoos, them machines they've got, right?
Right, you said, yes.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. Because I want you to go over this carpet till it comes up like new.
Now, let's get you nice and comfy.
Hey, do you fancy a quick run around the block? First, I'll tell you what, I'll race you for 50p.
Dad, don't.
What?
Don't make me laugh, it really hurts.
Oh, sorry.
Now, then, you got your comics. You can see the telly, all right. Is there outhouse Madam wants?
Can you have a look in paper, see what's on?
Yeah, sure. Time I was making tracks, anyway. Hey, hello?
Thanks.
See you at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Oh, will I be seeing you as well?
If you don't see me, you'll see Emily instead.
Fair enough. Bye.
Bye.
It's all my fault, isn't it?
What is?
The way you and my dad are mad with each other. I've done that with being poorly.
No. Oh, of course you haven't. Tracy, love, you mustn't go thinking things like that.
Well, it's ever since I've been in hospital.
Well, yes, but that's not why. Look, me and your dad might have... Well, we might have been having a bit of a disagreement, but it's not something you've caused, right?
Rita! It's for you. It's Alan.
Oh, from France?
Well, I don't know.
Hello?
Hello, how are you, though?
Oh, I'm fine. Nothing much to report, though.
Are you still in France?
No, I came over on the night ferry, so I'm in Dover. So I should be back sometime tonight.
Still no sign of Jenny?
No, none. I went over the vineyards, saw the people that do the hiring, but couldn't find any trace of them.
Well, you did all you could.
Alan's been in France looking for Jenny. Doesn't sound as if he's found her, though.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's a big place. Listen, Alan, there's been a bit of an unexpected development at this end.
What?
Martin's turned up.
Martin? You mean he's come back without her? He's left her over there?
Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down, Rita. You mean he's ditched her over there?
I don't know exactly what's happened. I haven't had a chance to speak to him yet.
Why not?
Because I only saw him passing in his car. I've had to throw myself under front wheels to stop him.
Haven't you been round to his house?
Yes, he wasn't in. I left a message with his dad asking him to come and see me.
But he hasn't done.
Well, no, not yet.
Right, well, leave it till I get back. I'm coming back straight away. Bye.
Well, we get...
Drive carefully.
Apparently there was so much soot, well, you could hardly see from one end of the room to the other.
How come you know so much about all this?
Shirley were in the shop this morning.
I get it.
And Jack got soot in his eyes, grabbed the nearest thing to wipe him on. It's only Vera's new coat. I mean, you can imagine what she had to say about that.
Oh, they do have some fun, don't they? Do you know, Jack's never said a word. 76, love.
Cheers.
Oh, if it's not the little chimney sweep. Now then, Sooty, what's all this I've been hearing about you and Vera blacking up, is that right?
Go on. Ha, ha, ha. Very funny. I'm splitting my sides.
Do you know, I knew there was something unusual about you this morning. Sooty's had a wash, haven't you, Sooty?
Go on, have your fun. I'll tell you something. It's the last flipping job of doing that house.
Oh, of course it is. Tell Vera find you another one.
I wish he'd been miserable in somebody else's time instead of my own. Anyway, I'm off out and about for an hour.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I've one or two calls to make.
You're being unfaithful, aren't you?
Beg your pardon?
Drinking in other folks' pubs.
Yes. But only when in the pursuance of business. And you know I'll never stray far. I shall always be back before closing time.
See ya.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. But, she's better now, though, isn't she?
Well, she's convalescing. It'll be a while before she's back at school.
She's a nice little girl, isn't she?
Oh, yes, she is.
Vera, just saying she's a nice little girl to raise the Barlow.
Yes, it's all right. Why shouldn't she, Beth?
I'm going round this afternoon, as a matter of fact.
Give her my love.
I will.
Ever thought you might be wasting your talents?
You are.
You should be in the communications industry, you. I mean, all them satellites and cables and stuff, and your gob knocks them into a cocked hat.
Listen to him where he talks to me.
Why is everybody in this pub knows every detail about our private lives, eh? Sooty, they're calling me now.
Well, I haven't said out in here, have I?
Well, no, not in here.
Well, but go on, Ivy.
You have been going on a bit over there, haven't you, with Hydrant?
Ha!
Well, what if I did? Thought it serves you right. Did you take my coat to cleaners like you said?
Yes, and I got the carpet shampooed like a flaming instrument of torture, that is, like being locked up in a Turkish bathhouse.
Well, serves you right. Did you do the carpet?
They'll finish it this afternoon. Tell you what, he sorted that fire out, though, going like a dream. And I told you it was only the flaming chimney that needed sweeping.
I've been hearing about your troubles. I think there's a moral to be drawn, if you don't mind me saying so.
Oh, yeah.
The bundling amateur should never attempt to do the job of a time-served tradesman.
Oh.
Now, I know we live in an era of do-it-yourself, but some folks are just not capable. And sooner they realise that, the better.
Do you know you are a man of wisdom, Percy?
Well, it's very nice of you to say so.
I am only surprised that you've survived this long without somebody taking a big stick and beating your brains out.
Come in.
Your dad said you were looking for me.
Go on through. Go on. Sit down.
Well, don't let me spoil your dinner.
Oh, don't worry. We've had to get used to spoiled dinners in this house, way things have been going. Right. Now, you can tell me. Now, I don't want any messing about. I want some straight answers. Where's Jenny?
In France.
Whereabouts?
Don't know.
Well, you left her there.
No, I didn't leave her there, no.
Oh?
No!
Now, listen, you. I said I wanted some straight answers. I also want them a bit longer. You went over there with that girl in your charge and you come back without her. Now, on the face of it, that's pretty despicable. Now, you can either try explaining it to me here and now or wait until her father comes back and tell him tonight.
Oh, no, hang on a minute. I mean, let's be fair. For starters, she was never in my charge. No way. She forced herself onto me. She told me she was coming. Well, that don't make me her keeper.
Look, what's happened to her? Just tell me that, will you?
She just went off. She went off with these others, and don't ask me where to, because I don't know.
What others?
These other people we met. Students.
Well, how long ago were all this?
About 2 weeks ago. Look, there wasn't any more work. I mean, there was too many French students over there anyway for us to get a look in. So I said I fancy coming back. She said no, she wasn't going to.
So you just said Tehran left her?
Oh, come on, Mrs.
That's what it
Fairclough.
amounts to.
No, I've told you. She left me. Now, you know what Jenny's like when she gets something in her mind. You can talk to her till you're blue in the face, but she won't take any notice. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Kidnap her? Stick her in the boots?
No.
Look, I tried to persuade her to come back with me. Honest, I did.
But she wouldn't.
No. Well, she said, why should she? I could go and then she'd follow me when she felt like it.
But why didn't you let us know?
Well, I thought she would have done. Why have you not heard from her?
Not a word.
Well, that's not my fault, is it?
Happen not. Anyway, her father's coming back tonight. He's been over there looking for you. Well, he's bound to want to talk to you, isn't he?
He's going to start coming here every now, is he?
No, he isn't, but he want to hear it all from you, won't he?
Well, I remember what he was like last time, when he ended up taking me and Jen to the police. Well, I'm telling you, if he tries any of his rough stuff this time...
Is it the Duckworth you're after?
9 Coronation Street.
Ah, that's right. Well, she works over the road, but he should be at home just now. Hello, anybody home? Is it about that fire of theirs?
I don't know. Suspected gas leak.
I were only telling him this dinner time. You know, there's some jobs best left to time-saved tradesmen. Gentleman from the gas board to see you.
We've had a report of a suspected gas leak at this address.
Not off me, you haven't.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Well, are you going to let us in or what?
Of course he is. You're standing on his doorstep with criminals to stop you doing your investigations.
Go in, make sure your feet are clean. I've been breaking my back on this here carpet.
Ah, there's a smell of soot, isn't there? You'll be a while getting rid of that. Oof, dear. Also, this is the fire you've installed, is it?
Oh, so you're working for the gas board now, are you, Percy?
No, I've still got my caretaking job.
And you've installed it yourself, have you?
Well,
Yes, he has, yes.
And is he not a qualified gas fitter?
No, he's not, no.
not qualified, no.
Do you know, my wife won't believe this. She never does.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll be sat having my tea and I'll say, I had a call to a chap who installed his own fire. Could have blown himself up, could have blown the street up. And she won't believe me. She won't believe such people exist.
Oh, they exist, all right.
Look, I haven't blown anybody up. Though some days I would like to. And there's nothing wrong with that fire. The only reason there's a smell coming from it is because I need the chimney sweeping, and that were all.
Aye, well, we'll soon find out, won't we?
What year did England win the World Cup?
1966.
I didn't know you knew anything about football.
I didn't either. Hello, Ken.
Emily, hello. Patient okay, is she?
No, she's losing this game.
Deirdre's out, I suppose.
Well, you suppose wrong. Although I will be in a minute. Can I get you some lunch before I go?
No, it's all right, I can manage.
Right then. See you, folks.
Yes.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye. Bye.
Deirdre.
Yeah?
I promised myself I wouldn't say any more,
But you just have to.
I mean, how long's Tracy going to be like this? A few days, a couple of weeks at the most?
I'm just wondering how long you're going to be like
I
this.
just don't see why you can't manage to look after her for the first few days she's home.
I am looking after her. I'm looking after her by arranging for Emily to come in.
Yeah, but look at it from Tracy's point of view. I mean, what must it look like to have babysitters coming and going like shift workers? A kid in her situation needs to feel secure.
Look, Ken, if there's one thing liable to upset Tracy, it's the atmosphere you're creating in this house. Because she has noticed we're not exactly seeing eye to eye, you know. She mentioned something about it this morning.
Look, all I'm saying is, will you please find a way of dropping some of your council work and giving Tracy more of your time?
Well, I could just ask you the same thing. Drop some of your newspaper work and give her more of your time.
Oh, now you're being ridiculous.
Why?
Why, because it's my job that brings in the money.
Oh, and that's all that matters, is
No,
it?
but it's important.
But what
It has to
I'm
be.
doing is important as well. At least I happen to think it is.
All right. Well, will you just put it all on one side for a few days and stay here and look after your daughter?
I won't. No.
My, you've got some equipment, haven't you? Mind you, I suppose you have to have it, you know, for be prepared for any eventuality. It wouldn't do to have a building blown to smithereens just because you didn't have the right spanner on you.
No.
What have you got in there, then?
Soot is what I've got in here, Percy.
And how are you going to dispose of that?
You do like to know everything, don't you? I'm going to put it in the back of our Vera's car and take it down to the tip. But you don't have to tell her that, unless you'd enjoy seeing her stick her fangs in the back of my neck.
Mum's the word.
Well, it looks like you got away with it this time.
Yeah, there's no wrong with it.
But as I can find.
There you are, I knew what I was doing. Of course I did.
Yeah, well, do us a favour and don't do it again. You might always have a look next time.
Look, a monkey could fit one of them in.
A monkey'd have more sense than to try.
Right, you are a witness to this, Percy. If any of them women over there start sounding off, you tell them that fire is fitted and working and got the official seal of approval. So if anybody else starts cracking on about smelling gas, they want their nose looking at. Right, come here, you.
Hang on.
Oh, no, not again, no.
I've noticed that before. They turn very easy to do them bin liners.
Oh.
Well, you know where I am if you have to go out again.
Ah, thanks, love, but I think Councillor Barlow's done her whack for today. It's about time I turned my attention to the ironing board.
Well, whenever.
Thanks, love.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye.
Bye, love.
Bye-bye, love. Well, how are you feeling?
Fed up with have to be sitting here.
Well, there's not much we can do about that, love. I'm afraid you'll have to be fed up for a bit longer.
Mum,
Yeah?
why does Dad not like you going out?
Well, he thinks I'm spending too much time going out on council work while you're lying here getting better. He thinks I should be spending more time looking after you. What do you think?
Dunno.
Well, I mean, do you mind if it's Susan or Emily or somebody else taking over?
No.
And you'd tell me if you did.
Yeah, I mean, the people who elected you, they don't expect you to stop being a councillor just 'cause I've had my appendix out, do they?
No, love. I don't suppose they do.
Hi, love, I'm back.
Hey, hello, love.
Oh, hi.
You look worn out.
No, I'm just a bit stiff from driving, that's all.
Right, well, you sit down, let me get you a drink. What would you like?
No, don't bother about that. Have you heard anything since I talked to you this morning?
I'm not going to tell you till you sit down.
Right. I'm sat down.
Have you eaten? I bet you haven't, have you?
Rita, I haven't driven the length of England for something to eat. I've come to find out about my daughter now. Come on, tell me. Have you seen Martin or haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And?
Well, it seems they had a bit of a falling out. He wanted to come back and she wanted to stop on.
So he left her there?
Well, the way he put it, he didn't have a lot of choice. Well, you know what Jenny's like as well as I do. She can be as stubborn as a mule when she wants to be. He could hardly force her to come back, could he?
He left her there.
Well, she's with some other people now. I don't know, students, he said.
Right.
Where are you going?
Well, where do you think I'm going to go to see him?
Oh, well, what good will that do?
Do you think I'm just going to leave it? Hey? Sit down and have me supper and talk about the weather? Rita, we're talking about a young lad that took my 16-year-old daughter out to France and has come back with some cock and bull story about why he left her there. Oh, no. I'm not going to my bed tonight till I've sorted this lot out.
You don't know where he lives.
Yes, I do. We had a little bit of bother with him once before. Or don't you remember that?
Well, don't go tonight, Alan, please.
Why don't you want me to go, Rita? Is there something you haven't told me?
No, I've told you everything. It's just... Well, if you go round there in this mood, I'm frightened of what you'll do to him.
Well, don't be. Because whatever it is, he'll deserve it.
What are you doing in here? You haven't been working till this time, have you?
I have, you know. So I thought the least to deserve was a drink on the way home.
2 bottles of lager there,
Yes,
please.
well, you want to be careful you don't overdo it.
Well, the working or the drinking.
Oh, moderation in all things, that's my motto. Tell our love.
See ya.
It wasn't bad enough yesterday. But going in there again tonight and soot everywhere, do you know I could have killed him? In fact, I don't know why I didn't.
Because you love him.
Because I didn't want to muck myself by touching him. 86, Vera. Right,
Come on, let's take weight off his feet.
Hey, there's an article in here says the thing of the future is non-alcoholic beer.
Get away.
Yeah. I can't see it catching on, can you? I mean, all right, you can drink and drive. You can also drink and remember your problems. Defeats the object, I would have thought.
Well, I can't see our customers taking to it.
Certainly not this one. Pint, is it?
Make it quick. I think I'm in danger of dehydration.
Why? What have you been doing?
I'm cleaning that carpet, haven't I? Again.
Well, you must have enjoyed it the first time. Hey, yo, what do you think you're doing in here?
What's it looking as if I'm doing in here? I feel like a wrung-out dishcloth. It hasn't been my night off, and I sent word round I was ill and gone to bed.
Oh, you won't? Yes, well, if there ain't every bit of soot off that carpet, you'll wish you were a wrung out this cloth. I'll guarantee it.
It's all that Percy Sugden's fault, you know. If he hadn't brought the gas man round, none of this would have happened. I could have took the carpet shampoo back to the shop, had my afternoon kip, been as fit as a fiddle.
Percy sent for the gas board, did he?
That to be him, did it? A born stupid. If I ever saw one, ooh, you've saved me life, love.
Not intentionally, Jessica.
I mean, my dad of all people. All the times I've heard him spouting on about women's rights and equal opportunities. And now look, he's trying to put Deirdre under house arrest.
Oh, well, it's not quite as bad as that.
It's not far off from what I've seen and what you've been telling me.
He's concerned about Tracy. I mean, that's the basis of it.
Is it though? Or is Tracy being poorly just the excuse he was looking for to put his foot down?
No way of knowing, is there?
I know we've got to stand by her. We've got to do all the babysitting she wants, and then he's got no grounds for stopping her going out.
Yes, though I wouldn't want to be making things worse between man and wife.
Emily, we helped Deirdre get elected as councillor. We've got to help her carry on as one.
Alec, look here.
What?
Soot is flaked out.
Oh, it's all that hard work. He's not used to it, is he?
2 packets of crisps, Bettler. Oh, well, it's one way of cutting down on his drinking.
He looks all sort of innocent, doesn't he?
Well, he is. That's his problem. There's no malice in him, you know. Tries his best, but when he's unlucky, things go wrong for him that won't go wrong for other folk.
Shall we waken him? Or do you want to borrow a trolley, you know, and just wheel him home?
I know we better wake him up, kid. Jack, come on, wake. Oh, crikey, he's well away.
Suck, Jack! Another forward suck coming!
What? Honey.
Oh. Well, are you stepping out here, or am I coming in there?
Look, I saw Mrs. Fairclough, all I know.
Never mind about what you saw, Mrs. Fairclough. I want you to tell me. Now, where's my daughter, eh?
Well, I decided that I'd had enough. And she decided that she hadn't. So we just went our separate ways.
You mean you left her?
Oh, she left me. Well, we left one another.
Not in my book, no. See, she's much younger than you. And you took her over there.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You took her over there. And I want to know why you didn't bring her.
I've already told you.
You abandoned her, didn't you? A 16-year-old girl left alone in a foreign country. You're not going to get rid of me as easily as you got rid of her, you know.
All right. She went off with another fella. I didn't leave her. She went off with another fella.
You what?
What's all this noise about?
Jenny's dad.
Oh, is he? So why does there have to be all this shouting?
It's all right, then.
I hope it is.
What other fella?
Frenchman. Look, we didn't fall out about coming back. She met him and she went off with him.
Where to?
Paris, I think. Well, I don't know. It could have been anywhere, somewhere near there. Look, I didn't tell Mrs. Fairclough all this because I didn't know if Jenny wanted her to know.
When you say she went off with him, I mean, you know.
She said she was in love with him. She wants to go and live with him.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, but... Oh, I'm sorry.
Breakfast.
Oh, is that the time?
Look, I'm sorry, but I have had my hands full since I got up, you know, not least with Madam there.
What have I done?
Well, you've not been still for 2 minutes, have you?
Well, it's boring just sitting here.
Where are you off to now?
Greg wants upstairs.
Oh, no, you don't, young lady. Just stay here. I'll get it for you in a minute.
Oh, Mum.
Look, just do as you're told, will you? Breakfast all right, is it? Tomatoes not cut too thick? Bacon crispy enough? Egg cooked all right? Your tea doesn't taste of washing up liquid, does it?
No, everything's fine, thanks. And you can save your devastating wit for your council bonfire.
Oh, well, that'd be a waste of time, wouldn't it? Considering I'm hardly there these days, seeing as I've got much more pressing commitments keeping you and the Weatherfield Recorder ticking over.
I don't think it's too much to ask for you to look after your convalescing daughter.
Look, now where you going?
Get my tape.
Do you want to finish up back in that hospital, miss?
I do miss nursing him.
Just sit down, will you? Do as you're told. I'll get it for you in a minute.
Won't do her any harm, not if she takes it easy.
Thanks, Dad.
Slowly now.
Oh, well, thank you very much for your overwhelming display of solidarity. Now, where are you going?
I'm going to work.
Oh, I've just spent quarter of an hour cooking that.
But I don't feel like it.
Well, it's nice to know you're appreciated.
I'll see you later. I'll get it. Oh, Susan.
Hi, Deirdre.
Hey, you might just catch her, if you're quick.
Hi.
Well, that doesn't seem exactly full of the joys of spring.
I'm surprised you managed to carve your way through the atmosphere.
I've been having a row.
Oh, dear.
It's all 'cause I'm ill and somebody has to look after me.
Oh, well, that's why I'm here, to offer my services.
Great. Are you staying all morning?
Well, I don't know about that. I take it I can be useful then.
Yeah, of course you can, love. Would you mind putting the kettle on? I've just got a couple of phone calls to make.
I'll come and help you.
Look, slow down.
Stop worrying.
I still can't believe this, you know. I can't believe it's happening to me.
Look, let's calm down. She's met this fella, she stopped over in France. That's a fact. You just have to learn to accept it.
How can I accept it? She's my daughter, isn't she?
Well, what else can you do?
Well, there must be something.
Look, she's fallen in love. It's not exactly a disaster, you know. She's not got a job in Aram dancing with live pythons.
She has been taken in by some womanizing frog.
She went of her own free will, remember?
She needs a damn good hiding, I know that. And she's not too big to get one either.
Look, it could be a lot worse, you know.
Worse?
Yes. At least we know she's all right now. That's more than we knew a fortnight ago.
Rita, we know nothing. We've only got Martin's word for all this, and he'd say anything to protect himself. No, I've got to do something. I've got to go back over there.
No!
You won't?
No, you're going nowhere. You go over there and you'll ruin everything.
I'm not having her paraded about by some jumped-up little frog.
Stop saying frog. It's you and her I'm talking about. That's what you'll ruin.
She could be in danger, Rita. There's no telling what kind of ride she's been taken for.
Listen, one thing's definite. Whatever's going on with that lad, Jenny'll be right serious about it. I know she can be a bit of a so-and-so from time to time.
A bit of one?
You've got to try and see it from her point of view. She's not a child anymore, Alan.
God, it's an horrible taste, that.
Well, are you flaming well surprised? I've had soot in my teapot, soot on the table, soot in my hen, soot in my shoes, as if I have enough to put up with.
Well, you know you can thank for that, don't you, Percy? Big gob Sugden. None of this would have happened if he hadn't brought that gas fella round.
Yeah, well, it's just as well he did, or else we could have all been blown up to kingdom come.
How many times do I have to tell you there's nothing wrong with the way I fitted that fire? The gas fella himself said so.
Yeah, well, that's more than can be said for this place. Do you know we'd be as well off in Colo? That's when I get home at lunchtime. I want to see all this cleared up so I don't recognise it.
This morning?
Yes, this morning. Because this afternoon I want you to start on the papering.
Papering?
Yes, so I must be mad to trust you with it. Because you'll either have put it on upside down or nail it on.
I can't put my mind to decorating, not the state it's in, seething with anger at the injustice of it all, being betrayed by a neighbour.
Percy Sugden, you said?
You was found at women, it stands to reason.
Well, we can get this cleared up right here and now. Mr. Sugden, have you got a minute? I think our Jack wants a word with you.
Oh, aye? Well, that's very interesting, because I would like a word with him.
Yes, well, come in, love. He's all yours.
So what have you been doing now, reporting us to the Lecky Water Board, have you?
No, I haven't. And contrary to the malicious rumours just reaching my ears, it was not me that reported you to the gas board.
Well, how come it was you that finished up on our doorstep with him, then?
I happened to be passing, and I offered my assistance in finding the right premises, which seemed to me to be in all our interests.
You expect me to swallow that?
You can swallow what you like, it's the truth. And if it had been me that reported you to the gas board, I wouldn't have kept it to myself. Cloutheads like you attempting skilled work like that, endangering the entire community. You're a menace, that's what you are.
Hey, just hang on a minute.
No, look, I've said what I come to say, and I don't intend hanging on a minute longer. I feel a sight safer when I get off these premises.
Well, if it wasn't you, who the flaming hell was it?
Of course, it's very romantic, Paris. From what I've read. Gay Paris, the Folies Bergère and the Eiffel Tower. Can, Mama. Do you know, they dip the bread in the coffee there, though, don't they? Mind you, I wouldn't want to be there on my own, but I mean, young people today, well, they're not like we were, are they?
She might not be on her own.
Oh, really?
Hey,
Martin?
is Jenny's dad around?
No, he isn't.
Good. Look, I think there's something else you ought to know. Well, one or two things, like, you know. I didn't walk out on her. Honest, I didn't, not like that.
Go on.
Well, we did have a bit of a set to, like me and Jen. I mean, it didn't work out for me as well as it did for her. I couldn't get to grips with her lingo. I was homesick and I wanted to come back, and I wanted her to come back with me. I mean, I'd have looked better for one thing, wouldn't I? I'd have looked less of a failure, I suppose.
I don't think you're a failure. I mean, most people never even try anything as adventurous as you did.
Yeah, well, anyway, Jenny did okay, didn't she? And then she met this lad.
Oh, there's a lad, is there?
Shut up, Mavis. Go on.
Well, I thought you'd ought to know. He's not your average beach bum.
Beach? I thought you went picking grapes.
Oh, you know what I mean? Eye on the main chance, especially where the girls are concerned. Well, he's not like that. I mean, he's your student type, but well, he weren't in the same league as us. He had a bob or two, all right. He even showed us some pictures of his folks' place. It was massive. A garden like a park.
And this is the lad she went off with?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Don't know. By my age. Well, they never said. Not to me, anyway. Look, I tried to stop her staying on with him. Tried to warn her what she was getting into, but you know Jenny, once she gets something on her mind.
Yeah, we know Jenny.
So, you don't know when she's coming back?
Mood she was in last time I saw her. Don't even know if she's coming back.
Look at the face on him.
Who?
Bradley. He's just got back from France, hasn't he?
Well, no wonder he's flaming miserable landing back in this rat hole. Meaning Weatherfield, not the pub.
He's been looking for his daughter.
I wouldn't mind a spell in France. Still, I'm off to the Galileo Club tonight. It's not exactly foreign parts, but it's not Coronation Street either.
And he never found her.
He never found nothing. What the hell are you on about?
Alan, he didn't find Jenny and Martin's back home.
Martin?
Martin used to work in the cafe. He took Jenny... Oh, forget it. You've not got a flipping clue what's going on with our regulars, have you, Alec? You want to get involved a bit more.
Thought you'd been out choosing new wallpaper.
Well, we've got some wallpaper sample books, but fat chance of any paper getting put on walls. Haven't even cleared the soot up yet.
I am not undertaking a delicate operation like wallpapering while I'm walking about with a paranoid persecution complex. Now get that down your neck and shut up.
He's got it in through whoever shopped him at gas phone.
Well, I'd have thought they'd been doing you a favour. I mean, doing the whole street a favour. You can't be too careful with gas, you know.
There is nothing wrong with the way that gas fire were fitted. The gasman himself gave it an official seal of approval. Now that is something Percy Sugden chose not to put about.
You know how to avoid it next time, don't you? Get the gas board in from the start.
Next time? There won't be a next time, don't you, Fred?
Oh, well, that should make folks sleep a bit easier in the beds. I'll see you.
Well, that conniving little toe rag.
Eh?
Brian Flaming Toesley. If it all adds up now, he got an earhole full from Ivy when she was going on about smelling gas. Now, bingo, he's on the phone to the gas board quicker than I'd rat up a drain pipe. What do you reckon?
I reckon now you've solved that little mystery, you can start doing the house, all right? And no more excuses.
Hiya. So it's all working out all right then, is it, with little Sean?
So far, so good. He flies to Detroit next week for a consultation. It's ever such a long way to go yet.
More fundraising, you mean?
Oh, yes, and we can't stop now.
It's awful, isn't it, what some young folks have to face?
Oh, it is.
Ladies.
Oh, Jim, please.
Same again, Alan.
Aye, go on.
Yeah. Drowning in my...
You up?
Well, Bet was just telling me that you'd been having a bit of trouble finding your Jenny.
Was she? Well, what business is it of hers? All yours.
You're only showing a bit of interest.
Well, don't, eh?
Look, I didn't mean any harm. If you ask me, trouble started when you put a stop to her singing career. There's always trouble when youngsters have their dreams trampled on. What about your pint?
Pour it over your head for me.
What have you done now?
Only took your flaming wonderful advice, haven't I? Tried to show a bit of interest in one of our charming regulars.
Yep. Listen, Jim, I'll have to get back to you on this because Ken's just come in. Okay. I'll ring you. Bye. Don't get too comfy. Be on the table in 2 minutes.
Oh, something smells good.
Steak and kidney.
I suppose you've got Susan and Tracy to thank for that.
No. I have been in long enough to get you your dinner.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry about this morning, too. I mean, it's silly of us to go at each other like that, especially in front of Tracy. But I'm just beginning to wonder where his family's going.
I wasn't entirely blameless either. But honestly, Tracy can be a right little madam when she wants to be.
Where is she, by the way?
Ah, she's gone upstairs for a rest. Taking a book with her. Actually, the sort of morning I've had, I could do worse than join her.
One of those, eh?
Yeah.
So, what's new?
Well, not a lot, really, till Jim just phoned now.
Jim?
Yeah, Jim Corley from council. He's trying to talk them into sending me as a delegate.
Oh, a delegate for what?
The Environmental Health Conference next month. I suppose I should be flattered, really. They really want me to go.
Where is it, this conference?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth?
It's only for a week.
Week?
I'll go and get you dinner.
Right, thank you. That's £1.36, 40, 52, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much, Mrs. Self. Well, I'll order that magazine for you.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Ah, I think I'll go and get my dinner now.
Might be a good idea.
Unless you want me to stay for anything.
No. No, thank you.
Right, I'll go and get my coat then.
It's no good, Rita. I can't settle. I've got to go out to France and look for her.
It's not going to do any good, Alan.
Well, it's certainly not doing me any good hanging about here, I can tell you that. At least I'd be doing something. Now, how about giving me the car keys, eh?
Yes, you would. If you found Jenny, which is highly unlikely, seeing as you haven't got a clue where to start looking. But if you found her, I'll tell you what you'd do. You'd drive a whacking great wedge between the two of you that would last the rest of your lives, believe me.
Well, better that than...
What?
God knows. If Martin Platt is to be believed,
I think
and that
he is.
silly little fool has been swept off her feet by some French lad, there's no knowing where this could end.
True. But she's not going to take any notice of you, me, or anybody else, believe me.
She's only a kid, Rita.
Not anymore, she isn't. She's a young woman, with all the feelings and emotions of a young woman, and the sooner you come to terms with that, the better. You go in with all guns blazing and you've lost her, Alan, I promise you. She'll get in touch sooner or later, I know she will. I'm right, Alan. I was her age once, remember?
So I take it you're not going to give us the car keys?
No. If you want to go storming off playing it your way, there's naught I can do to stop you. But you do it without my backing and my help, okay?
Okay. I'll see you later.
See you later. And how much of that did you hear?
Enough. I didn't realise it had got to that state of affairs.
Well, you know now. And you keep it to yourself.
Oh, I wouldn't breathe a word to a living soul. You were strong, Rita. I was quite impressed.
Well, come up in a tough school, didn't I? Me dad, then Len. They never knew when to let go of summit either. I did think, though, when I met Alan, all that would be behind me.
Absolutely astonished you can even consider going away for a week and leaving a sick child with me.
She won't be sick then, will she? Anyway, Emily will be on hand. Susan will help. You won't have to lift a finger.
Yeah, well, I don't want Emily and Susan running my home, thank you very much. When you've got a family to consider, you've got to learn to compromise.
Oh, yeah, and that means giving up, does it?
Sometimes, yes, it did for me, and that's why I gave up doing any chance of doing what you're doing.
And now I've got to give up as well, have I? Now that you've made your point and got back at Alf, well, you can forget that. I am not going to betray people's faith in me. People's belief that I can actually make things better for them, and if sacrifices
Look,
have got
all
to
I'm
be made
saying
to do
is,
that,
all I'm
then
saying is
bloody
that
well.
all I'm saying is I put my family first, and so must you.
I do. You know I do, but it is
but.
absolutely vital that I am at that meeting.
Why? I mean, why not one of them?
Look, they're all dying to think of me as an amateur, a part-time novelty act, a blinking militant housewife. I've got to go. Oh, what is it you're scared of, Ken? Me and all them fellas? Don't you trust me? Still.
No, it's not that. I just don't want us to grow apart, that's all.
Won't. Oh, God. I thought me getting involved in all this would bring us closer together. Anyway, I'm going. I've as good as said I am, and I am.
Where are you going now?
I'm going out for a walk. I need a breath of fresh air.
What the heck do you think you're up to?
Nothing, honest.
Well, I can see that. But what about my living room, then?
It's been planned. Can't you be patient, woman?
Patient, I need the patience of Job to deal with you.
Yeah, well, I was too upset thinking about what I was going to say to that grass tills let her go piling in, so I thought, what...
Thought I'd have a cake?
No, I thought I'd have a cogitate. I wasn't sure of your choice of wallpaper, so I thought I'd test it against some others, like.
Eh?
Which one do you like, then?
Oh, what the heck have you done?
Yeah, my arm was aching, holding that big daft book up against the wall, so I thought I'd tear a few out, stick 'em out, and see how they grab me, like.
You big wally bonds! It cost me £10 deposit on them sample books.
What?
Well, you've blown that now for me, haven't you? Talk about DIY.
Yeah, but while I was doing it, I had a brainwave.
Don't tell me. No, it'll depress me.
No. What we do is we get another sample book, and we do all the walls in them, like a patchwork effect, like. Where you going?
Upstairs. For the scream!
I expected more support from you, Rita. I really did.
I'm trying, Alan. But if it's not the kind you want, then I'm sorry. I just happen to think that herring off to France isn't going to solve anything. You're taking all this far too personally.
How do you expect me to take it? It was me she ran away from, wasn't it?
She didn't run away from anybody. She went because she reckoned there was more to life than round here.
It's
called independence.
Rita, she's 16 years old. Have you any idea what's going on in my mind, eh? I'm going spare imagining all sorts of things. Things you read about in the paper every day, happening to girls just like Jenny.
You're getting hysterical.
Well, can't you see why? I expected more from you, Rita. I really did. I thought you really cared about Jenny.
Oh, see, if that's the way you feel about it, there's not much more to be said.
No, there isn't. I'm going for a drink.
And that'll solve everything.
No, it won't. But it's a sight better than staying here and banging my head up against the brick wall.
Right then.
Oh, well, you do look posh. Are you sure you're not feeling a bit on the side?
Now, who needs side orders with a plateful like you?
You smarmy so-and-so.
I'll not be late, love.
Be back in time for breakfast or else.
Yes.
Hello. Is he leaving us on our own again?
So what? It's hardly even in here, is it?
Well, he's busy enough. You want to watch him? He's getting you wrapped round his little finger.
Wrap round mine, you mean? I don't want him getting too fond of my pub now.
What have you got to do to get served around here?
Coming, Mr. Tilsley, sir. Jacko.
Pleasure.
Yes, come.
Thanks, Mister.
How's Alan?
I'd rather you didn't ask.
Like that, is it?
Exactly like that. Sorry.
How are things at home?
Sorry?
Tracy, I was wondering how she's progressing.
Oh, Tracy's fine, fine. So far, anyway.
Oh, I'm glad. Just as long as she doesn't overdo it.
Well, that's easier said than done with Tracy, but I think we're winning.
You're on your own then.
That's right, yes. It's Deirdre's turn to play mother.
Well, if you'd like me to pop in for an hour, give her a break so she can come and join you.
No. Thanks all the same. I'm sure Deirdre's enjoying her night in. For a change.
You wouldn't be accusing me by any chance, would you?
I am only saying somebody shot me now, didn't they? And from what you were saying at this dinner time, it could just as well have been you as anybody else.
Is that right? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Sutton, but I'm afraid I've got better things to do in my time than worry about whether you're going to blow yourself up or not. So if I were you, I'd tie a knot in that stupid tongue of yours before a flaming well throttles you.
Hey, up, what's the matter with our Brian?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Our Jack sent him packing, tail between his legs. Serves him right and all, shopping us at Gaspar.
Brian did?
Of course it was Brian.
Hang on a minute, dear. It wasn't our Brian.
Well, whoever it was, I reckon they did the right thing.
Hang on a minute. How can you be sure it wasn't your Brian?
Because I know who did ring the gas ball, Vera.
Eh?
It was me, Vera.
You?
Call himself a man, guilt written all over his face, but would he admit it?
I don't believe it.
Hey, I'm talking to you, talking about their Brian, only he went and denied it.
Well, he would deny it because it weren't him, were it?
Hey?
It were Ivy.
You?
That's right, Jack.
The best friend.
He could have blown all flaming streets up, he could do.
Well, that's where you're wrong, isn't it?
Oh, come on, let's have less of this. I mean, there's no harm done, is there? You've got your new fire, we all know it's safe, and you're going to get your house redecorated.
Yes, I flaming well am. Now Sherlock has sorted this lot out. Well, he can get started on that. There's not to stop him, not at all.
Alan,
What?
I want you to come home.
Rita, I've had it up to you today, okay? You see it one way, I see it another. I just don't want to argue about it anymore.
You've got to come home now.
Got to?
Look, I've no intention of giving this lot in here enough gossip to keep them going for the next 6 months. So put that down and come on home.
Is it that important?
It is.
Jack, if I'm not back by closing time, you can stop that.
Jacko!
What's this all about, Rita?
We've got a visitor.
A visitor? You dragged me all the way... Jenny!
Hey, Dad.
Oh! Hey, listen, you! Have you any idea what we've been through, the two of us?
I'm sorry, Dad, honestly.
Sorry? Is that all you got to say for yourself? I mean, where have you been? What have you been doing? What's been happening to you?
All right, calm down. Give her a chance.
Look, Dad, I'll tell you what's been happening to me. Patrice has been happening to me, hasn't he?
Patrice?
It's the French lad.
Didn't I say? I told you, didn't I? The minute he got what he wanted, it's on your bike, Jenny. I told you that,
Dad,
didn't I?
it's not like that. I haven't come back because Patrice has thrown me out. I've come back because I just want to talk to you, both of you. I just want you to understand.
Understand what?
Look, I think you better sit down and listen to her.
Right, well, I'm waiting.
I've come back because I just want to let you know what's happening and let you see that I'm all right. And to tell you about Patrice. I mean, this wasn't my idea. This was his mum and dad's.
His mum and dad? You've met his mum and dad?
Of course I have. Hey, you know, they're great. I took to them right away. They took to me and all, you know. Hey, but I can tell you, I was dreading it. See, it meant so much to me, you see.
Well, it's a pity we didn't then, isn't it?
Look, you could have let us know something. I mean, your dad's been out of his mind with worry. Still, the main thing is you're back. That's all that matters now, ain't it, Tara?
Yeah, I suppose so. Right, Jenny, now you've got all this out of your system. Perhaps you'll settle down and do your A-levels, eh?
Dad, I'm not going back to school.
Jenny, I'm not going to go through
Dad,
all
I'm
this
not
again.
going back to school because I'm not stopping.
You're not stopping?
No. I'm going back to France. Back to Patrice. Look, we love each other. We want to spend the rest of our lives together.
No, hang on, just a minute.
Look, Dad, this is what I've come to tell you. We're going to get married.
Lived at the bottom of the street. Jenny would go back to school, take her A-levels, and then they carry on courting, wouldn't they? Why has she got to go back to France?
Well, they can't do much courting with him in Paris and her stuck here,
Well,
can
they can write to each other, can't they? Thousands of courting couples do. Why can't she?
Oh, keep your voice down. She'll hear you.
Well, go on, tell me. Why can't she?
Morning.
Now then, Jenny, about this lad.
Oh, Dad, will you give us a chance to get the sleep out me
Look,
eye?
I'm sorry, love, but these things have got to be said. Now, I'm being as reasonable as I possibly know how. But for the life of me, I can't understand why you want to go rushing back to France. You've got your whole life in front of you, and if this lad is as nice as you say he is...
He is, he's very nice.
Well, then all right. He'll understand, won't he? He'll wait for you. And he'll understand why you've got to continue with your education.
Yeah, but I don't want to continue with my education. I just want to get married.
Jen, you're not exactly on the shelf, you know. Waiting a year or two is not going to spoil anything. Besides, it'll give us all a chance to get to know what kind of lad this Patrice is.
I know what kind of a lad he is.
You think you know, love. But this is a funny old world, believe me, and there are some very funny people in it, too.
Yeah, but he loves me. He told me he does.
Oh, maybe he did, but all I'm saying is...
Listen, Alan, let's not condemn him before we even know him.
I'm just trying to point out the dangers, that's all.
How's the boss this morning, then?
How's the sir? He hadn't stuck his head out at bedclothes when I come down.
Sounds like flu to me.
The noises he were making, it sounds like flu to me and all.
You don't know what he looks like?
No, and I'm not all that anxious to find out. It can't be a pretty sight.
Oh, by heck, you're right.
Morning.
What are you doing down here? Get back to bed.
We've got a pub to run.
Well, what do you think we're doing? Playing hopscotch? We're running it. Do as you're told. Get back to bed.
Hilda, you're not using that gritty stuff on the chrome in the toilets, are you? Only somebody's scratching it to glory.
Well, it's not
Will
me.
you get back to bed?
Yes, but can't help feeling sorry for him, though, can you?
Sorry for him? Oh, not likely. We don't get sent back to bed when we're poorly, do we? Oh, no. We get told to get back on the job or else have us wages docked.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, well, of course, you're a fella, aren't you? Bit of crawling to the boss and you're all mates together. You lift 2 crates of light air and you're off for a week.
Now, what do you think you're doing?
I'm just ringing up Charlie Peters, make sure he's filled that spot at the Paradise Gardens.
You will be filling a spot at Paradise Gardens if you don't get back to bed. Look, do I have to tell you again?
Look, it's only us I'm thinking of, Ben. I mean, there's money involved.
Can't you think about something else for once in your life? You can't take it with you.
A damn good try.
Yeah, well, you'd be wasting your time. Because come to think of it, where you're going, it would be money to burn. Upstairs.
Gilroy. Count your blessings. If there's one thing a fella needs when he's feeling like this, it's a sympathetic wife.
It's always impressed me as a very studious boy.
Oh, he is. He's a natural student. Going back to college is the best thing he could have done.
I suppose he works at home a lot.
Yes, and very hard, too.
Oh, well, that takes a lot of self-discipline. I was terrible. I just couldn't settle to homework. I mean, I was very attentive at school, but when I got home, well, there were just so many distractions.
They don't seem to bother Norman. I think he's really in his element at the moment. At last he's found something he honestly wants to do. Improve himself.
If they only knew it. Some young people today are very lucky.
Oh, aren't they just? All the education open to them. All that knowledge waiting to be absorbed. Hey-ho. Bye. Bye, Rita.
Bye-bye.
All the education open to them, all that knowledge waiting to be absorbed. Been telling her all about it, have you?
If you mean about Jenny, I haven't said a word and I don't intend to. But I don't mind telling you what I think, if you're interested, that is.
Go on. Better than broadcasting it.
Well, I think all Jenny wants to do is follow her heart as far as this young French lad is concerned, and I think Alan would be very unwise to try to stop her.
Wouldn't your father try and stop you?
Yes, he would. He did. Every time I wanted to let my heart follow my head, he stopped me. And then when he died, my mother stopped me. And when she died, it had become so much a habit that I stopped myself. But I'd be a lot happier today, and certainly not as lonely as I am if I'd let my heart rule my head a few times. I'll go and put kettle on.
Deirdre not coming in?
She'll be making Tracy some lunch, I hope.
Well, why aren't you at home helping out then?
I'll be doing the lot if she swans off to Bournemouth, won't I? And trying to do a day's work.
What's Big Daddy looking so happy about?
Well, he's not exactly ecstatic about looking after Tracy.
What, when Deirdre goes to Bournemouth, you mean?
If she goes, according to Dad. No, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't find some way of stopping her.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Lockwood, to see Mr. Gilroy.
Can you hang on a minute, please? It's the doc to see the boss. When she's had a look at him, tell her she'll have up and butchers at me, will you?
God, that'll make her day. Good morning, Doctor. Will you come this way, please? The invalid's upstairs.
What's up with him?
That rings his flu. Seeing as she's doing all the cooking, my money's on food poisoning.
It's a funny thing, you know, man's resistance to disease. Some of them catch everything that's going. I'm just the opposite. During my war service, I was wide open to cholera, yellow fever, malaria. Never caught a thing.
I'm the same.
You? You're forever off with your back.
Yes, but that's physical, not medical.
We had a medical name for it in the army.
What?
Pendular plumbosis.
Any luck on the job hunting front?
Not yet, no. Won't mind taking up printing, you know. My dad's a printer.
That's a good trade, that.
How are you doing at college? Regretting it?
No, not for a minute. I'm doing great.
I thought about taking that all once, you know. From what I hear, there's bags of spare birds down there.
You ought to get your priorities right. That's not the right motivation. You go to college to learn.
Well, give me the right bird. I'll learn plenty.
Hey, did you know Jenny's back?
No.
You mean you've not seen her?
I mean, I'm not even looking. I'm keeping well clear of that one. She's not much trouble.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah?
Who was the bird in black that went up with Ben?
Doctor for the boss.
How dear. There was us thinking we struck lucky. We thought it was a lady undertaker.
Hope you realise that's a very unfriendly remark.
I do. Still speak as you find, eh? I suppose the doctor's the next best thing.
Well, you'll be pleased to hear it's not fatal. Get these for him and keep him in bed for another 4 days at least.
4 days? I've only got a flipping bad cold.
You have not got a flippin' bad cold, Mr. Gilroy. You have got a flippin' bad dose of influenza.
So do as you flipping well told.
And how are you going to look after this place with me stuck here?
Probably a damn sight easier.
Pass us that phone, I'll get you a barbie.
You will not. I'm taking it downstairs. I'm not having you bothered.
Quite right. You do as you're told. We don't want you a burden on your wife for any longer than necessary.
It's you I'm thinking of, you know.
Get yourself better then. You heard what the doctor said?
He's playing it up a bit, so too much attention mightn't be a good thing. Call me if he gets any worse. And I'll let myself out. Might even have a drink on the way. A soft one, of course. Can't afford to be breathalyzed in my job.
Why not? Jacko, give the doctor a drink, whatever she wants.
My pleasure.
Hello, Betty, love. You'll be pleased to know Alec's in bed with a very bad dose of flu. I thought perhaps we could have a little chat.
Hey, are you sure you won't like it spiking up with a drop of vodka?
No, thank you.
Very welcome.
I'm sure, but no thanks.
You're not TT, are you? You don't mind me asking?
No. No, I enjoy a drink, but not while I'm working.
Well, this is why I recommended vodka, you see, because there's not a lot of smell with vodka. Not like your gin. I mean, you don't want to go spreading gin fumes all over your patients, do you? I mean, not when you're warning them off the booze.
Would be rather unfair, wouldn't it? Well, that was very nice.
I was thinking, next time you come and see the boss, would it be any trouble
for you to have a look at my back.
Your back?
Yeah, I have a lot of trouble with it on and off. I think it's dumping all these crates and stuff.
Well, don't you see your own doctor?
Yes, but he doesn't seem to think there's out wrong with it. Dr. Gillespie, do you know him?
Oh, yes. He's the senior member of our group practice. Very highly respected. I'm sure if he says there's nothing wrong, you've nothing to worry about. So
Well, I was thinking about changing me doctor, as a matter of fact, because I don't think fellas give you the sympathy a lady doctor would.
Really?
Yeah, well, with something like your back, where you can't exactly pinpoint the trouble, it's more a matter of touch, isn't it? What do they call it? Laying on of hands.
Oh, I see what you mean. Now I know just the person you ought to see. A friend of mine. He's a surgeon, so you'd have to see him privately, but he's just the man. He's a very good friend of mine, and I'm sure he'd be interested in your suggestions, particularly the one about, oh, what was it? The laying on of hands. Would you like me to make an appointment?
No. I'll see how I go on.
Just as you wish. I'll say goodbye then.
Nice to speak to you, Doctor.
Go blimey, Jack. You're a devil with the ladies, aren't you?
Oh, fancies me rotten, that one.
Oh, I could tell that.
Well, some have got it, some haven't.
And?
I've got it. You're another one.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I like passing on good news as fast as I can. That's on my way to Victoria Road. It's been decided you're going as a delegate and not an observer.
Oh, that is good news. Because I've got something I want to get off my chest, and now I'll be able to instead of sitting there like a wally. Given the chance to speak, that is.
Oh, I should think there's a fair chance. It's amazing how someone that looks like you can catch the chairman's eye, where someone that looks like me, I can never understand it.
Now, don't you go raising my feminist hackles, Jim Corley. Oh, sit down. What am I thinking about? Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thanks. I'll just have one.
Oh, hello. Am I interrupting?
No, of course not. Jim's just popped in to give me some good news. Jim, this is my husband, Ken.
Jim Corley. Well, I'm taking your wife to Bournemouth.
Oh, very nice. What's the good news?
I'm going as a delegate, not an observer.
Oh, great.
Look, I can see I'm interrupting lunch. I'll give you a ring about the travel arrangements.
Fine, and thanks again, Jim.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Bye, Mr. Barlow.
Bye.
Nice. A nice bloke.
I'm sure he is.
Come back here, mean? That's just what I mean.
To work?
Well, I don't want you for decoration, do I? Mind you, you're that, most of all. Hot pot's just a bonus.
What were you thinking of?
Is tonight soon enough for you?
Tonight?
Betty, love, Glow's still on her holes. You know what duck eggs like, and Alex flat on his back in bed.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, I was very sorry to hear about that, you know.
Come on, Betty, love. Tell the truth and shame the devil. We're pals. Say you wish it was something fatal.
Oh, I don't.
Well, something very painful, then.
Yeah, well, go on, I'll settle for that.
Any road, forget him. Look, think about it while you finish your drink. Tell us how you've been getting on.
Well?
All right. I'll tell you where you're going wrong. You're up and down like a flaming yo-yo. You're bawling and yelling at her 1 minute, then you see that doesn't work, so you calm down for a minute. You see that doesn't work, so you start bawling and yelling at her again. Poor kid doesn't know where the devil she's at.
I don't know where the devil I am either.
You're back at square one, that's where you are. So start all over. Start calm and stay calm. She's a lot like you know, the stubborn little devil. She's not going to change her mind, so we might as well make it as pleasant as we can for all of us.
I'll do my best.
Do you want another one, love?
Nah.
What do you think about it, then?
Well, I mean, it's him that bothers me. What do you think about me coming back?
Alex? Believe you me, Betty, this may come as a surprise to you. He's not against it.
You baking this afternoon, Mum?
If I've got time, now go and tidy your room up.
Oh, Mum, you promised.
I said if I've got time.
We baked my favourite, cream and jam sponge.
Yeah, we'll see. Now go and tidy that tip up.
I'd like strawberry jam.
Oh, you better show me how to bake a cake.
Sit down, Ken. Look, I know you don't know how to bake a cake, but you do know how to make your feelings plain. And it's fairly obvious you're not looking forward to looking after your daughter one little bit. So, I've decided to make things easy for you. Tracy's going to stay with Susan while I'm away.
With Baldwin?
Seeing as they live in the same flat, yes, with Baldwin.
Well, I didn't want you to go that far.
To tell you the truth, Ken, I'm never quite sure what you want me to do. And I'm getting sick of it. I was on your side against Alf Roberts until you went too far, and you did go too far. You made the poor man's life a misery. And then the push came, and the election was looming, and you had to choose between your principles and your job. So you chucked your principles out the window and sweet-talked me into standing. And damn fool that I am, I believed the things she said. So I stood for the council, and I won. And you know, from that minute, you have resented every second I've spent on the job. And you know why? Because I'm interfering with your comfortable little life. Well, damn your comfortable little life. I've got news for you. I am going to be a good counsellor, the best I can. I'm going to go to Bournemouth, and I'm going to do the job you never really thought I could. Well, I'll show you whether I can or not, and I'll go on showing you.
I do. Parliament next.
No, it's nothing important. It's just that Rita was wondering if you were going anywhere near Mason's this afternoon.
Oh, yes, probably. Why?
Oh.
Do you want me to call in?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. Would you ask them to let you have their Christmas card sample book? Now, I mean, we can still order from the old one, but people are beginning to want something fresh.
Yes, I'll do that, Mavis.
Hello, Jenny. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Oh, good. Norman was asking after you at dinner time and said he'd been talking to Martin, but Martin hadn't seen you.
Nope.
No. Right, well, look, you'll call at Mason's.
I will, yes.
All right, well, say goodbye.
Bye-bye, Mavis.
Bye.
See? I'm not the only one that's showing an interest in you.
Oh, Dad.
Jen, I don't think you realised just how hard it hit me when you said you wanted to get married, you know. Particularly since you've got such a bright future in front of you.
Yeah, well, I've got a happy future in front of me if I marry Patrice. We love each other, Dad. And don't say I don't know my own mind, because I do. Look, I'm not going to mess my life up. Just trust me.
I do, love. I do. It's just that... Well, it's just that you've got all the time in the world to get married. But if you're going to carry on with your education, they want to know now. And I want to know and all, and that's what I want you to think about. It's not that we don't want you to get married. We just want you to make the most of your life before you do. I mean, if you rush out and get married and then later on start wishing... Well, it'll be too late. I'm right, you know, love. You'll be better educated, which will make you a better wife. You think about that. I'm not, you know,
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
Is that the one you want, then?
Well, it's a bit advanced for me. I was looking for something a touch more basic. But you know what these magazines are like? They assume you've got a good grounding,
They
don't
assume you're a genius. I leafed through that one this morning. I couldn't understand a word of it. Well, they've got a language of their own, haven't they?
Oh, don't worry about that. You soon get the hang of it.
You might. I wouldn't.
Give over. He's only young, isn't it? You can take these things in at his age. It's a bit more difficult when you're a bit long in tooth.
Hey, it may surprise you to know I've been told I've got a very retentive mind.
I bet I know who told you and all.
No, it's not that difficult, mate. Have a listen to this. Look, the Amstrad PC 1512 was released little more than a year ago.
Listen, I took your advice and had a heart-to-heart with Jenny, and she's promised to think about it. So, keep your fingers crossed.
Oh, that's good. Well, let's hope she sees it our way. And don't say she'd better.
Well,
fill the gaps. And there you go. So, which one do you think I should buy?
Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. I think the second one.
All right, how much is that? 120.
Mm.
There you are.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks a lot. I'll see you now.
Yes.
Ta-da.
Don't worry, I'll tell you all about it.
Oh, Hilda.
Oh, hello.
I wonder if you can help me.
Well, I've never turned down anybody but Ad.
Did you by any chance come across a ballpoint pen when you were clearing up across the road?
Oh, it was yours, was it? I was going to ask around tomorrow morning. There, is that it?
Oh, thank goodness. It's not that it's terribly valuable, but
Ernest bought it for me.
Oh, well, you won't want to lose it. You want to be more careful in future, though, because I know what it is to treasure something. I remember Stan buying me this lovely little vase once. Willow pattern it was. We were on a trip to Stockport Market not long before he passed away. And you know, I'm that frightened of somebody knocking it over. I keep it in the cupboard by my bed. Never sees the light of day. Well, I do take it out now and again and have a little look. You know how it is with you being...
I know how it is.
No, he couldn't resist that vase, couldn't Stan. Because we always had a few flowers in the house. Well, when we could afford it, like. We never missed the gardening programmes on TV. Peter Seabrook and Percy Thrower. Oh, and Gardener's Question Time on the wireless. Yes, we knew quite a lot about gardens, me and Stan, considering we'd never had one of our own, like. Oh, we did think of taking a few flags up in the backyard once and growing a few flowers, but, well, they take a lot of looking after if you're going to do it properly. Then with Sam's back being the way it was, well...
Thanks for the pen, Hilda.
Oh, my pleasure. I see your pal the boss has changed his mind about Betty then.
Who said?
Well, she's here, isn't she? And he must know, because I heard Bet telling Betty that he wasn't against it.
Well, of course he's not against it. He doesn't know about it, so how can he be?
Ooh, you're too sceptical for your own good, you.
Oh, hi. How's life in the family seat?
I don't know. Dad came home with a face like thunder, so I didn't wait to find out.
What time? No, that's fine. I'll be ready. Yes. I'll take me notes with me, just to be sure. Scared? No. Why should I be scared? I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to it.
Mum? Dad, can I take my guitar to Susan?
You'd better ask your mum.
Mum, can I take my guitar to Susan?
If you like.
Oh, great.
Does she have to go and stay with Susan?
Do you want to take her into work with you? Or stay at home and look after her?
How can I?
Well, you've only got one choice then, haven't you? I know you think there should be another one, Ken, but there isn't, and there isn't going to be. I'm going.
Hi.
Hello, love.
Where's Jen?
I don't know, love. She's gone out.
You see where she was going?
I didn't speak to her upstairs when she came in. Alan, I'll have to tell you. I heard a telephone in the airport. Departures for Paris for this weekend. Then she went out again. Oh, she didn't know I'd heard her.
So I've lost her.
Patrice, morning. Did you sleep well? Yes. I didn't. I've been halfway down them stairs twice. You know, I'm so thrilled you're here. It's been torture for you, I've been dying by you.
Morning.
Morning.
Not interrupting anything, am I?
I was just going to make Patrice some breakfast.
What, in your nightdress? No, you must allow me. It won't inconvenience you, Patrice, will it, if I go ahead? I usually get the breakfast when it's Rita's day off.
Please.
Incidentally, you'll be needing some digs now, I imagine?
Digs?
Oh, yeah, if you're stopping, you'll need a hotel, won't you?
You'll need no such thing.
Well, I don't know how they do these things in France, but over here, if a lad's going to marry your daughter, you like to get to know him a bit.
Yes, indeed, certainly.
Well, wasn't last night enough?
Well, not in my book, no. Oh, we all got our little presents, and we were all very polite to each other, but as we're getting down to brass
Dad,
tacks...
why play games? I mean, this time tomorrow, Patrice and me will most likely be back in Paris.
Now, listen, I've told you, haven't I? You've got to get that daft idea right out of your head.
Please, can I make myself plain?
Patrice, you are a nice lad with nice manners, but if you think you can come over here with a bottle of wine in one hand and a lace nightie in the other and twist us all around your little finger...
Just hang on, because I'm going upstairs. We're getting packed and we're doing a bunk right now.
Jenny, please. I think the best is I stick around for a little while. So a hotel will be necessary. And then we can arrange matters as friends, I hope, with civility. Is it possible the bathroom is free?
There's no charge you've been made to discover. Come on, I'll get you a towel. Don't worry, I'm not going to hop in the shower with him.
Hey, I was young once, you know.
Young, yeah. But how about civilised?
Hey, what's all this? I was just coming up with your tray.
Don't talk to me about trays. I mean, I'm not well. My legs are still a bit shaky. But when a man can't rest in his sick bed without Betty Turpin bursting in with her flaming hot pots and force-feeding him...
Well, the doctor did advise shock treatment.
Shock treatment? Well, I've news for him. It's worked. My legs went like jelly. I mean, why must she always behave like a wardress? She has no respect. Plus, there's a very evil glint in her eye.
We are talking about Betty Turpin, are we? Or did the angel of death pop in for a chat?
If you'd said one of the Borgias, you'd be nearer the mark. All right, I know I've been ill, and I know you've had to run things. But getting her behind that bar again was a bad move.
Well, I'm sorry, Alec, but I don't agree. The dinner time takings are perking up. Now, that's a gold star for Betty, who's a dab hand with the cooking. Her hot pots are famous round here.
Oh, I'm sick of hearing it.
Hey!
Hey.
Oh, not interrupting our private, am I? If you're having a row, I can come back.
You're not going to start dusting, are you, Hilda? It'll play hell with my sinuses.
No, I've just got a message. Jack Duckworth's been bitten by the same bug as laid you up. I met Vera in the street, and she asked me to tell you that he won't be able to make it today. Still, you won't be short-handed, will you, not with Betty back? Yes, well, I best get on. Nice to see you back on your feet. Ding, ding, seconds out, round 2. Keep it clean.
Am I going mad, or is this a conspiracy? Some sinister plot whereby the monstrous legion of women take over this pub. I mean, what the hell do you do? Meet in the woods at midnight and dance in your nighties round steaming buckets of Betty's flaming hot pot? What about poor old Jack Duckworth? Will he ever be seen again, I ask myself.
Yes, just as I thought. Yellow fever's set in. Soon we'll have the delusions. You'll be thinking you're Hugh Hefner.
Look, all I want is a bar person I can actually get past. I'm sick of being bruised by that till.
Alec, you'll have to stop this hallucinating or your hair will never curl. I'm going to send Hilda in with your tray.
I don't want a tray. I don't want Hilda. I want a boiled egg and I want you to boil it.
Well, all right, if that's an order. You'll have to give me step-by-step instructions.
I'll do better than that. I'll draw you a diagram.
Oh, yes, like the one I drew for you on our wedding night.
Just send Hilda in, will you? Be lucky I don't get Jack Duckworth on toast.
With my cooking cock, you could.
It's a booze up. There's no getting away from it. 1 year Bournemouth, next year it's Brighton. I mean, they're picnics. Now, Blackpool, that's the real one. That really sorts them out.
It's all a myth, Percy.
Oh, I've heard all this propaganda. Very, very tiring. They're out of pocket at the finish.
Well, you do have to be some sort of expert.
Expert? What's Deirdre Barlow expert at?
Well, if I was to say man management, you think I was having a dig.
Well, there you are. What's this year's bean feast, eh? Waste disposal, isn't it?
It's health environment. Well, that does come into it, aye.
Any road up, what's this? A slip of a girl like her know about man management? I'm asking you.
Well, she might not have read all the books on the subject, Percy.
No, she knows nowt. I mean, these chaps been on the Barrack Square, men like myself that face ravenous hordes, and I'm not talking about the Germans, I'm talking about Catholic camp breakfast, the catering corps' finest hour. Why, you better not try managing me. That's yours, I think.
Yeah, dear.
What's all this man management stuff I sense hidden meaning?
Yeah, no, just a crack. Have you stacked them soups?
You don't make cracks, there must be some...
Do you know, I am dying to meet this French lad of yours, Jenny. Who does he look like? Is he like Quasimodo or is he like Sacha Distel?
Do you know that depends? Which is the one with the hump?
Oh, no, go on, describe him to me. Make me drool.
Oh, you'll know him straight off. He has this beret and a string of onions.
Hey, listen, you can't kid me. I've seen him. He were playing an accordion. He had a three-cornered hat on and his hand was stuck up his jumper.
How much is that lot, love?
Right, that's, $5.46, please.
Actually, he's a very nice lad.
Well, I bet he is. There you go. Merci beaucoup.
Oh, same to you, with knobs on.
You might just as well tell me, you know, and not rest. Come on, you can't make intriguing remarks and then clam up. I'll be a nervous wreck.
Look, it's just gossip. I don't want it broadcast.
Oh, I see. I'm a gas bag now, am I? Thank you very much. Just wait till you want to know something, Alf Robert. You can go down on your knees.
All it is that something I've heard about Deirdre in the conference.
Oh, that's a blind, I bet. She's on a dirty weekend.
No, what it boils down to is she should never have been nominated. I mean, it's a stitch-up. She engineered herself. Eunice Rowley should be going by rights, but Deirdre put herself with the right people and went to the right meetings.
I mean, it's all about waste, isn't it? And sewers and drainage. No, come on. Must be more to it than that, Alf.
Yeah.
Must be some hanky-panky.
Well, it seems she told Ken that she was pressurised, that she had no option.
Oh, I see it all now. Hotshot Barlow claws her way into the big time. That's the story, Alf. That's how it should be told.
Hey, now, steady on, love. This is not for public consumption.
You know your trouble, Alfie. You can't tell a tale. You don't put any spice in it. You'd not last a week on the recorder, let alone the flaming sun.
So, let me get this straight. You want the accommodation, le bed and le breakfast?
Yes, please, if that is possible.
Oh, mais certainement. Have you a moment, madame?
What is up with you now?
This young gentleman here is from Paris.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, you'll be young Jenny Bradley's chap, will you?
Yes.
Pleased to meet you. Ex-Sergeant Sugden. I liberated Paris. Oh, yes, I was in the first wave. Fine cooks, you French. Well, you tend to panic a bit under fire.
Monsieur, would you care to just step into the office here? Now, normally, we take paying guests on the basis of pre-arranged bookings, because, as you will appreciate, what we don't want is riffraff. Is that not right, Shireen?
Cobblers.
Absolutely. But given that Mr. Bradley and Mrs. Fairclough can vouch for your credentials, I'm sure we might stretch a point just this once.
You're sure? Because there's not a lot of choice for me, and it will be very convenient.
And very expensive, as I'm sure you're going to discover.
We do try to keep the prices down, but given the very high standard of our catering, we'd be robbing ourselves if we charged anything less than 20 English pounds per night.
Oh, fine. Shall I pay now for one night?
Oh, that would be quite in order, but first, let me show you the room.
Oh, you're stopping, are you? Well, I dare say you want to see all sides. Bon appetite.
Good luck. Now, if you're in tonight, we must have a chat, because the French mentality's always fascinated me.
Monsieur.
Now, you take the Maginot Line, for instance. I was in France, you know, for a little while, in the Ardennes. The Yanks had made a muck of things, and Monty wanted some real soldiers. I better knew his mother, you know. And she's called Mimi.
Hey, I couldn't help earwigging, you know. Has Alec gone stark staring bonkers? I mean, I'm only filling in for Jack, you know. No way am I doing them breakfasts.
Join the club, Fifi.
Oh.
It's a nice drop of wine, that, Patrice. Does your dad drink that, does he? Hmm? Did you lift it from him? From his cellar, eh?
Her ladyship commands me to say she'll be another half hour yet, but once she's had her bath and so on, the effect will be stunning.
I am sure.
Do you like her hair?
Oh, yes, absolutely. 100% stunning.
Listen, Patrice, it's fairly obvious to us that you're very fond of Jenny. And in a way, I think you might be good for him. Now, it would be very easy for us to say, right, you want to get married? Okay, fine, go ahead, feel free. You've got a good background, you've got prospects. What I'm trying to say is that, in principle, we have no objection to you getting married. The thing that does bother us is the timetable that you've set for yourselves.
Please, I hear all this word from my father.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Oh, me neither. I mean, look, Chuck, if your father's against it, it makes it that much worse for Alan. I mean, how can he just stand back? And how would Jenny cope with the whole of your family against her, presumably?
Yes, I know. I have considered all this.
Yeah, but you're still going ahead. You're still going to kidnap her. Just when she was beginning to see sense. You know all I get from her now? I can't live without Patrice. Patrice can't live without me.
Please, can I finish? The words are difficult. It's difficult to explain.
Well, take your time. We're listening.
Well, Papa's advice was to complete my law studies. Then I will have military service. Mm-hmm. I have accepted his advice. That means that 2 years have to pass before I can marry.
Does Jenny know this?
No. That's why I'm here, to tell her. But it's difficult. It's difficult to explain. The words are difficult. Being alone with her, having to explain, doing it badly, the words sounding cold and caring.
Well. You've really wound us up, haven't you, eh? Well, I suppose I'm relieved in a way. I mean, is this welcome or what? I mean, how do you feel about it?
Well, it's how Jenny's going to feel.
Exactly. We'll be blamed, of course. More tears.
Yeah, I know. My fear is I will not use the right words. She's quick to anger, I will lose her, and I couldn't bear to lose her. Rita, you could help me. You could explain her first, and then you, Alan, and after me.
Well, yes, that might be the best way.
She'd never believe us. She'd think we twisted his arm. And what's all this about military service? That's a thing of the past, isn't it?
Oh, no. Not in France.
Well, okay. Now, look, you've come over here. You've wound us all up. Jenny's at my throat. It's put a strain on our relationship, hasn't it, love? And what we thought counted for nothing, right? The moment your papa puts his foot down, it's a whole different story. Now, I know I should be delighted, but I just feel bloody annoyed.
Oh, this is where you're skiving, is it? I thought you'd have crawled back in your pit.
Yeah, I do feel a bit knackered.
Surprise, surprise.
I think you're right, Bet. I think I'll toddle off upstairs and try and snatch 40 winks.
Just a tick. I'm not feeling too lively myself. And talking about beds, there's one to be made up, isn't there?
Well, can't you enroll the resident nurse?
If you mean Betty, she's gone home. And besides that, there's shopping and all.
Shopping? There's always shopping. What are you mothering me with shopping in my state of health?
Because, my sweet, we have a lodger arriving. Even you must recall taking the poor sap for 20 quid. And this lodger happens to be French.
Yes, well, we've got to be broad-minded, haven't we? I mean, we're in the common market.
Oh, we are in the common market. And maybe you think you have spotted the next Charles Aznavour. But the lad will want his breakfast. Frogs have got their own ideas about breakfast.
Well, give him eggs and bacon. That'll be all right. When in Rome, do what the Romans do.
They throw folks to the lions there, don't they? We must arrange a trip sometime.
Bet, do I get the impression that we're not pulling together on this?
You bet your life. Do you know, if you'd have been Captain Bligh, you'd have been first on that lifeboat and no messing.
I'm amazed. No, really, I'm amazed. I mean, we've got a spare room. I mean, bed and breakfast is a good little earner.
Fair enough. The bed's no problem. Breakfast throws me.
I've not noticed it. I mean, going from married experience, I'd say you were all charm and finesse over the toast and marmalade.
I am being serious, Alec. The sight of a frying pan before 10 o'clock in the morning, you know damn well I'd be sick.
Well, I'll tell you straight. As from today, bed and breakfast is part of the service here. Now, I don't care who makes the breakfast. If necessary, I'll make it myself. But if it does come to that, Betty stays fired. And that's my final word.
Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you. Don't let Anna said, right, but you could be getting some wheels.
Don't tell me. Kev's going to get me a tandem. Right, that's, $5.25, please.
I mean it, you know. I mean, Martin, right, he's just been in with his car asking for offers, and Kev's interested. And you know Martin's price, I mean, I wouldn't pay it because it's way over the odds.
Oh, really? Well, don't let my Kevin do out daft, will you? Because, I mean, I can wait. Bosses aren't like that.
Well, he did have that badgered look in his eyes.
Oh.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra, everyone a winner, eh? Mind you, I don't think he's got any room to talk. I mean, with his track record. Do you know, I fear for our girls sometimes. I mean, once fellas have got the bug, you know. Not that you've out to worry about, love. You've got Kevin like putty in your hand.
Well, it's all give and take, isn't it? I mean, we're very fulfilled. Mind you, I have been going on a bit about having a car of our own. Not relying on them old bangers down at the garage all the time.
Well, it's all... Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Well, here's living proof that fellas don't get it all their own way.
Pardon?
Take my advice, Ken. Join a golf club. Get your own back.
Sorry, I'm lost.
Oh, come in, number 9. You're at home, aren't you? And Deirdre's away at this bean feast. I mean, you're a grass widow. Get your own back. Make her a golf widow.
Well, it's hardly a bean feast, Audrey, as I'm sure Alf could confirm.
Yeah, well, I dare say Alf only went when he were chosen. Not being pushy. Still, if folks want that type.
Look, I'm a bad loser myself, so I know how you feel, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, maybe...
Look, Alf got out of touch. That's why he stopped being delegated. But you do have to be delegated. You do have to be chosen.
Yeah, well, it's how you get chosen, isn't it? I mean, how you jump the queue, stick your nose in, when there's folks much better qualified. Waste disposal, come on. Ask the binmen. I mean, Councillor Mrs. Barlow, they've never heard of her. She could be a Chinaman, but they've heard of Eileen Rowley. I mean, she's done things for them.
Eunice Rowley, and that sounds actionable.
Well, could we keep the party clean, please? I mean, industrial things.
Bin men have nothing to do with this. They don't decide who goes on the delegation.
Oh, yeah, well, I wonder who does, because whoever it is has had his strings well and truly pulled, hasn't it? Lovey, can you give me the bag? I must get tea on. See you later.
Try.
Any calls?
Oh, nothing to speak of.
Well, are there or aren't there?
Well,
Well, there are 3 classified advertisements if you want the details.
No, don't bother. Now, where's the paper clips? I mean, have they got legs or what? I had half a dozen.
Oh, what the stapler do?
No, thank you. I want paper clips. I grew up with paper clips.
Hey, Dad.
Hello.
Hey, do you know what? Mike shot himself. I wiped him out and he shot himself.
Yeah, it's the gospel truth. How will I face the inquest? We were playing Monopoly, I hasten to add.
Mike says I'm a natural and he'll give me a job at the daily school.
Oh, did he? Great. You might even last longer than Susan.
No, he was only joking.
You mean he hasn't shot himself? That spoiled my day.
Can you play Monopoly?
Look, if you're free tonight, we'll call
better than
round.
hopscotch.
Just me and Trace, all right?
Great.
There you are, you see, you'll be able to bankrupt your dad.
My dad, I won't be able to beat him. My mum says he knows more about money without having any.
Hey, Telltale, stop giving secrets away. You'll get your mum into trouble, you will. Right, we'll leave you to get on then. Quick march, blabbermouth.
Right. Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, Tracy's with the ogre then?
Beg your pardon?
Well, I didn't realise that she was staying with Susan and Mike.
Oh, didn't you?
Things must be looking up relationship-wise for you to permit that.
Well, I didn't have much choice. I was steamrolled, as they say, by the Barlow bandwagon. Now, look, Janet, if you don't mind, let's have more work and less waffle.
Why'd you take her then? Because she pestimated her, didn't she? Yeah. Tap out up over there?
Well, I did meet this one called Annette. I tell you, she could burgess chassis, headlamps, classy little rear end. Well, you know what I mean, you being a car man.
Well, I get the picture, yeah. Trunk full of jungle juice, right? Through the gears, maximum revs and brakes.
Yeah.
Well, who's worried about brakes?
I'm worried about the brakes, Kevin. If this flaming car has got no brakes, then we're not having it.
This guy, he must be joking. He wants 400 knots for it. He will look that daft.
Oh, so I thought you were talking about cars then.
Were we?
Well, what else, eh? Right, Duchess, my treat. What do you want?
So, Betty's back in permanent then?
She will be.
Oh, must be your winning ways, eh?
Either that or my naughty nineties.
You know, I'll tell you something. I'm fed up already. I really had to drag myself down here. I mean, lunchtime's is enough for me, lovey.
Well, chin up, Betty. You'll be back on 'em soon.
I didn't think it'd be here this long. I mean, not once His Majesty got on his feet.
Come on, Betty. Don't undersell yourself. You're an asset. Alec knows that deep down.
Well, I wasn't going to crawl. I thought, no, he can please himself. At the death, he either knows which side his bread's buttered or he doesn't.
Well, thankfully, it seems he does.
I'll tell you something. I'm surprised at you doing these breakfasts, you know. It's not your sort of game, is it, you know? Playing the doormat.
No, well, I thought, seeing as we're going all continental, maybe I could wear my lace panties and my short frilly skirts.
Oh, I'll bet Patrice wonders what's hit him. I mean, what with you making his bed and serving his breakfast, I think Paris will look like Tunbridge Wells. Yeah, go on.
I've been a right fool, haven't I? A real prize twerp. I should have guessed when you changed your plans and came rushing over. I thought you were desperate to be with me. Or you'd imagine they put me in irons or something. I thought you'd come to storm the castle and capture the princess. I was never even have the song written. This is it. Perfect love. I must be going bananas. Must be daft as a brush. All you felt was panic. A bit of our growth from your precious parents and so much for all our promises, all our plans. No wonder you've kept quiet. No wonder you didn't come to my room. You went shooting off looking for digs. Well, say something for God's sake. You had enough to say when you were chatting me up.
Jenny, I'm not a liar. I love you, but I think we have not been practical.
Don't you mean timid? Scared? Conventional?
No, we were crazy.
Is that what Papa says? Are you telling we were crazy about each other?
I have my studies. I have my military service, which is compulsory. I was mad to think we can marry.
Us together? Yeah, that's mad. You're destroying me, Patrice. You're killing me.
Jenny, understand me. We will marry, but not now.
Well, why not now?
I have said.
I know what you said. But it's all excuses, isn't it?
No.
Oh, just be honest. Stop hiding. Look, let's go upstairs.
No.
Well, they've gone for a meal. They won't be back for hours. It'll be like it was, just you and me. No parents laying the law down. Nothing compulsory. Just us together. Well, in this rotten world, I mean, what else matters? believe that. You said that.
No, not like this. Not defiance.
Well, get lost then. Go on, from now on, you're just invisible. You're just something I dreamt up.
Je t'aime, Jenny.
You don't love me. You love your family, your papa and your boring law books and your
I
balmy...
will call you tomorrow, and we will talk. Tomorrow, Jenny. When you will have considered it.
What's going to you this morning?
Eh?
Doing breakfast. Very noble of you.
Well, I'm a very noble fella. You must have noticed.
Oh, some days, yeah. Some days there's not much to choose between you and Jack, don't we?
Well, I think it's being so unpredictable that makes me so interesting, you know.
Oh, that's it, is it? No sign of Jenny surfacing, I suppose?
Nope.
She was up, you know, a couple of times in the night.
Huh? I didn't hear it.
You wouldn't hear a bomb drop. She can't let him go back to France, you know, without speaking another word to him. She just can't.
So what can we do?
Well, if you had your way, nothing.
Rita, I'm not going to drag her along to the Rovers to meet him, you know. This is par for the course for this sort of thing. There's no rhyme or reason. 1 minute it's on, next minute it's off.
Well, maybe it is, but I'd sooner it didn't all end in tears. You couldn't care less, obviously.
I can't win, can I? I get criticised when I interfere, and I get criticised when I don't interfere.
She's a very unhappy girl, and he's not exactly over the moon, is he?
Yes, I know.
But they'll get over it.
Well, they will, won't they?
Morning, love.
Hiya.
Morning.
Do you want any breakfast, love?
No, I'll just get a drink of milk.
She hasn't slept a wink all night. You can see she hasn't.
Well, at least she stopped crying.
Are you always this insensitive, but just when it suits you?
Is there something the matter with your breakfast, Patrick?
Sorry?
Does it taste funny? Bad?
Mauvais.
Oh, no. No, it's very good, Bet. But I don't think my appetite is very good today.
Would you like something else? A boiled egg?
No, thank you.
We don't want to send you back to France looking like we've been clamming you. It won't do our hot pot sales over there any good at all.
Look, if he's not hungry, he's not hungry. Don't try and force feed the lad.
No, I'm really very sorry, Bet. It's very good. Will you excuse me? I'm going to go and pack my luggage.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I call a criminal waste of good grub, that.
He's paying for it, isn't he?
Well, yes, I know he is, but when we said we're doing bed and breakfast, I thought he'd go for the continental style, what he's used to. Stale bread roll and a thimbleful of jam, not the full English Monty. He's a student, not a navvy.
He's a broken-hearted lad. That's what Patrick is.
Well, I don't understand it. I mean, I don't. Of all the talent there must be in Paris, I mean, he goes for falling for little Jenny Bradley down the street. All right, I mean, I suppose you could call her an English rose in an indifferent summer.
He's a Frenchman, Alec. He's not looked at her face and her vital statistics. He's looked deep into her eyes. He's clocked her very soul.
I know, for his sake, she's not got sweaty feet.
You're beneath contempt, Gilroy. Do you know that?
Just put that egg and bacon in the fridge. I'll have it cold for my dinner.
That's my car key. We can have the car back this afternoon, hopefully. And you reckon you'll be able to straighten the bumper bar then? Well, I'll try.
Of course he will. I hardly brushed the flaming wall with it.
I remember my last car, you hardly brushed something with it.
Oh.
It was never the same again.
You will be able to straighten that bumper, won't you, Ken?
Oh, I'll do my best. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? What's wrong with you?
Nothing being introduced to Rick Astley wouldn't cure.
Hey, you know what Martin reckons, don't you?
What?
Jenny and her friends Fry have had a row and split up.
Really? Do you know, Kevin, I knew that wouldn't last.
Well, aren't you pleased?
No, of course I'm not. Poor Jenny. See you.
See you.
Hi.
Is it too late to cancel my bed today?
No.
Well, I will then. I've got a surfeit living on my own.
Would you be wanting any tomorrow?
I'll see.
Morning, Kate. Used to be in a backslate. You want to make the most of it, you know. What did I say?
Oh, he's in one of his moods, obviously.
I'll be the last to speak. Next time I see him, I'll tell you that much. Hey, you haven't been upsetting him, have you?
I've not.
Oh.
Rita, there's somebody at the door.
Well, I've looked at my elbows in flour.
Well, I'm not going. It might be him.
Well, if it is, you'll speak to him.
I will not.
We'll see.
Oh, hello.
Bonjour. Oh, sorry for being inconvenient.
Oh, it's all right. There's nothing spoiling.
Is it possible to speak to Jenny?
Yes, it is. Come on in. Jenny? Jenny! I'm sorry, love. She's still upset.
I'm going back home tomorrow.
Yes, I know you are.
And I would like to speak to Jenny before I go.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Come back in half an hour.
At 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Fairclough.
Pleasure, love.
Bye.
Bye. Jenny, come down these stairs.
Well, am I right?
Well, there's always a first time for everything, Percy.
Oh, well, it's the only residential pub left in Weatherfield now the commercial hotel's gone.
You're right.
Good thinking that, Mr. Gilroy. You've called it the market, haven't you?
What market's this, then?
The bed and breakfast venture. Could be on a good thing there, you know, with this bypass started. Bound to be a lot of chaps looking for a bed for the night.
Have you ever thought of going teetotal, Perce?
There was no call for that, Mr. Gilroy.
No, I think you touched a raw nerve there, Percy. I mean, I wouldn't mind pursuing this sideline, you know, for bed and breakfast, but you can't get the cooperation.
It's the extra work she objects to, I suppose.
Absolutely. I keep telling her it'll stop her putting weight on. She'll not listen.
They can't take the longer view, can they, women?
No, that's why there'll always be a burden to the male of the species, Percy.
Right, I'll be seeing you.
Yeah,
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra then, Percy.
Hey, he's taking it hard, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, well, of course he will if he's French. They get very serious about affairs of the heart, you know.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, we'll take Charles Boyer. Now, forever smouldering he was, even when he was happy. My Stan reckoned he was a fire hazard. See you tomorrow.
See you, Hilda.
There you are, lads.
Bessie, well, thanks. I've really excelled yourself with this plate meat pie today.
Brill.
Oh, thanks. Do us a favour. Say it a bit louder so we can hear.
Smashing this plate meat pie, Betty. Better than my mum makes, and that's perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I think I was meant to.
If you fired Betty, we'd lose a lot of trade.
All right, I'm convinced.
You are?
Ah, you're right about Betty. She's worth her weight in bar snacks.
Well, well. I never thought you'd admit to being in the wrong.
Well, it's a new experience, I must say. I'm not often wrong, but no, it's not Betty that's surplus to requirements. It's Gloria.
Go on. Into the living room.
I'm telling you, if he's in
I
there...
told you he's gone back to the Rovers. Is he there? Have a look under the settee.
All right, Rita.
Tell you something else and all. You look a lot better dressed, especially at middle of the day. Do you like something to eat? Sandwich or something?
No, thanks.
Jenny, love. Look, I know that you've
What? What do you know?
I know that you've been hurt.
I've been let down and humiliated.
Patrice is still very fond of you.
Well, he said he loved me.
Well, all right then. He still loves you.
Well, how can he? I mean, he's gone back and everything he said, hasn't he? He said we were going to get married soon. Not sometime never like he says now.
Jenny, he's facing facts.
Yeah, well, I thought the only fact was that we loved one another.
No. The fact is, he has his army service to do. The fact is, his father wants him to wait until after that. And the fact is, he respects what his father tells him.
In other words, he's trying to wriggle out of it.
You're not only being unreasonable, you're being ridiculous.
Oh, you would say that, wouldn't you? I mean, it goes with everything you want, doesn't it? You don't want me to get married, do you? You never have done.
I've not been against you getting married, and your dad can speak for himself.
Oh, he's laughing all over his face, isn't he? And you know he is. And so are a lot of other folk round here.
Jenny.
What?
I'm certain Patrice's feelings haven't changed. You only need to look at him to know that. He's a very nice, genuine lad.
They must have changed.
And he's not stupid either. Like I say, he's got the sense to face facts. You've got to do the same. And if you love him, like you keep saying you do, then you will. And you'll wait for, well, for as long as it takes. God help us, you're only 16.
Oh, so that's it, isn't it? That's what you really think, that I'm too young. Well, I'm not too young.
No, it isn't, though I do think you can grow up and stop feeling sorry for yourself and being selfish, because that does make you a child. Well, that'll be Patrice.
You told him to come back?
Yes, I did.
You rotten...
Listen, he's going back home tomorrow, and he's not going without you seeing him again. What you say to him is entirely up to you. So blow your nose and stop being easy tragic.
Bonjour.
Hello?
I would like to apologize to you
Apologise? What for?
for making you unhappy. But I would like still to be pen friends.
Pen friends?
Yes, we can write letters to each other.
Do you want to see me again?
Yes, of course.
Well, what's all this about pen friends, then?
I thought you have changed your mind about us. But I would not like not to be friends. It would make me unhappy. Even more unhappy than I am now.
Patrice,
Yes?
it's me who should be sorry.
Why are you sorry?
For acting daft.
Daft?
Stupid. You see, it just seemed like you were going back on everything you'd said, that it had all been lies you'd been telling me.
No. I told you the truth.
Honest?
No. Truth and honest. They are the same words, aren't they?
Hey! Dad not around?
No, he's having an extended lunch by the look of it.
You don't sound too pleased.
No, I'm not. It's my afternoon off. The longer his lunch, the shorter my afternoon.
It's not like my dad to be inconsiderate. Gentleman of the old school. Well, that's the impression he likes to give.
Not today. A bear with a sore head would be a more apt description.
Like father, like daughter.
Oh, what's your problem?
Oh, this and that, you know.
Your father's problem is Bournemouth.
Oh, he's not still screwing his face up about Deirdre going to the conference, is he? I mean, it's part of the job of being a counsellor.
But that's just the point. Somebody's told him that she needn't actually have gone.
Really?
Oh, hello there. What brings you in here?
Well, I was just passing, so I thought I'd call in, see how the old man was doing all on his own.
I'm quite capable of looking after myself. Where's Tracy?
Mike's taken her to Liverpool. She wanted a ride in the Jaguar.
Will I ever get her in my modest car again? I ask myself. Where are you going?
To enjoy what's left of my afternoon. There were no messages. See you in the morning. Bye, Susan.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, there are some more readers' letters on the desk.
Okay.
Hey, I didn't know Jenny could be waspish. I thought she was far too refined.
Yeah, well, women are rarely what they seem.
That's a very sexist remark. Not like you at all.
Did Deirdre talk to you about this Bournemouth trip at all?
She mentioned it.
Keen was she to go?
Why the interrogation?
Well, it's just that I was under the impression she was practically hijacked into going, and I hear she was keen as mustard.
Oh, feeling deserted, are you? And miffed with it.
What's all?
Perhaps you've created a monster, Dad.
The monster?
Well, it was you who pushed Deirdre into the job in the first place. Maybe she's got hooked on it. She's no longer a housewife and a mother. She's an ambitious, hard-boiled politician.
A bit ridiculous. Oh, well.
What?
A letter from a reader. This conference is a waste of time and money, just an excuse to have a holiday on the rates.
You don't believe that, do you?
I honestly don't know what to believe, Susan.
Well, I saw him in the Rovers at dinner time and he looked suicidal.
Oh, well, I wonder what went wrong. I mean, they're a right pair of lovebirds. I'm quite jealous. Well, I'm a lot jealous, actually.
Well, if you ask me, it was bound to happen.
Oh, you reckon, do you?
Well, they're not really suited, are they? Because he's a handsome Frenchman, isn't he? And Jenny, well, she's from round here, isn't she? And I suppose seeing her in her own environment, you know, no stars and definitely no moon, well, he probably finds her dull.
Well, he wouldn't find you, naturally.
Well, me, I'm much more vivacious than Jenny, me, aren't I?
Oof. Well, better be going, eh, before you ask me for my opinion.
Well, we all know your opinion, Martin Platt, being one of her exes.
Well, she's definitely better looking than you are, isn't she?
Oh, get you, Martin. Audrey, do you think that Jenny's better looking than me?
Well, I mean, you're different types, Sally, love, aren't you? Jenny's bigger boned, whereas you're, well...
All right, all right.
Sally? Alf hasn't mentioned Ken Barlow being offhand with him again, has he?
No.
Well, if he does, I wouldn't mention that little spat I had with Ken yesterday, right?
Music flicker the lights low. Operator play the music 'cause we love so
Where are we going?
When I will see, I will know.
Well, there's nothing in here except the odd mangy squirrel and some dead leaves.
Yes, it is,
It's a park.
Yes, a park, and there are seats to sit down.
Well, the odd one or two that haven't been vandalised.
Come on.
It is broad daylight, you know, Patrice. You want me to stand on the seat?
Please,
Why?
because we are not in Weatherfield. We are in Verona.
Romeo and Juliet.
Exactement.
I like it. Well, are you going to serenade me now, or are you just going to recite Shakespeare?
I have the present for you.
A present.
A present.
Oh, Brill, I love presents. It's a ring.
Yes,
An engagement ring.
yes.
You want us to get engaged?
If you want to do,
Me? Of course I do.
then we are engaged. So long as your father approves.
Oh, who cares if he doesn't approve? I mean, he can't take away you asking me, can he? Oh, it's a gorgeous ring, Patrice.
It belonged to my grandmother, the mother of my mother.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, are you going to serenade me now, or are you just going to spout Shakespeare?
Well, I don't think my English is good enough, and I cannot sing well.
I'll just have to settle for a kiss then, won't I?
Hello, Rover's Return. Mine host speaking. Gloria. Oh, very well. Very well. Yes, well, you are when you've got a clear conscience and you drink a pint of lightly aired water every morning. Yourself? Oh, good, good. Enjoy your holiday, did you? Oh, really? Portuguese man o' war. Oh, nasty. Yes, it's Gloria. She's back from the Algarve. Just a minute, Gloria. Better'd like a word with you. She says she can't wait to get back to work.
Hi, Glo. Have a smashing time, does he, love?
Fire her, did you? Well, it's better to make a quick, clean job of it. It's more humane.
No, I did not fire her.
Oh, dear. You're only putting off the evil moment, Bet. Unless...
What?
Unless you've decided Betty's the one to be shown the door. But, I mean, business-wise, that wouldn't be a very smart move, because Betty's a very good cook. And Gloria thinks a casserole's something the Pope wears. Mind you, having said that, the punters think Gloria's very decorative. Whereas Betty tends to make them think they'd be better off stopping at home playing with plasticine. No, I can see it's not the easy decision I thought it was.
I am not going to fire Gloria, and I am not going to fire Betty.
Well, you know, the old saying, you can't get a pint in a gill pot. Well, if the income of this pub's the gill pot, I don't think you'll find you can get Betty and Gloria in. And on reflection, I think you'd get a better return per unit labour cost from Betty.
You're just trying to blind me with science.
Not science, Bet. Economics. It's the real power in the world today. I mean, for instance, there wouldn't be many Kalashnikovs in Beirut if everyone was skint.
We're talking about two human beings, Alec.
Well, up to a point. I mean, they are only staff, aren't they, Ben?
There's no substitute for ambition and hard work, Sally.
No, Mr. Roberts.
I mean, look at me. I could have been a wage slave all my life, but I set my eyes on having a shop. You know, being my own boss. See where it got me?
Where?
I got my own shop, my own mini-market. That's my name over the door, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And think what a marvellous chance you've got in life, love.
Me?
Well, I won't be running this place forever, you know. I mean, you put a few bob away each week. 15, 20 years from now, you can buy this place from me. Then you can say you've arrived.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Roberts.
Yes, Kenneth.
Butter seems to have run out.
I'll get you some, Mr. Barlow. Did you want it at £1/2?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Have we been selling you stale buns or something, Kenneth?
Pardon?
Well, you seem a bit, not to put too fine a point on it, narked about something.
Yeah, well, I suppose I am.
Well, would you mind telling me what I've done to upset you?
There you go, Mr. Barlow. That's 57 pence, please.
Right. Okay. It's not so much what you've done as Audrey.
Well, what's she done?
Well, taking gossip for fact.
What gossip?
Well, that Deirdre bulldozed herself a place on this Bournemouth trip, when I know the opposite to be true. She was very reluctant to go.
That's not gossip, Kenneth. That is the truth.
How would you know that?
Because it was me that were told about it.
Who by?
Well, somebody I think would know the facts.
Oh, my God, I don't think you were very pleased.
Do you know, I could kill Audrey blabbing to him. She'd got no business. That were confidential information.
Oh, I suppose you found this.
I'm going to buy champagne.
Oh, no, it's far too expensive.
Well, I don't care. Oh, but Jenny won't be able to drink it in here.
Dad?
Well, you won't. I mean, if the police come in, Alec will be in trouble and so will you.
Okay, I will buy you the most expensive fruit juice.
Oh,
thank
Okay?
how lovely. I hope you're not going to have a face like a fried egg all night.
I was just pointing out the law, that's all.
Nothing's changed.
Isn't that an engagement ring she's got on her finger? Or am I hallucinating?
Yes, but an engagement's all in the mind, isn't it? It's not a fait accompli like a marriage.
He's even got you talking gibberish now.
Oh, it's her first ring, Alan. She's walking on air. Don't spoil it for her.
Well, how many rings do you expect her to collect?
God knows. I managed at least half a dozen. Though I admit a couple of them were only bits of wool. So they've got engaged, so what? And how long have they got to stay engaged? 2 years at least, and they won't even be together. They'll have the channel between them, and that even did for Hitler. So join in the innocent spirit of the thing that it is, and thank heaven she's got herself such a nice lad instead of some cocky English hooligan, and for God's sake, smile.
Are you ready for this? I mean, you two aren't used to the finer things of life, are you?
You just fill my glass up and I'll show you whether I can take it or not. And your dad can drink his out of my shoe.
Do you like my ring?
Oh, for the umpteenth time, it's gorgeous. Patrice, put a little drop in her orange juice. Only a drop. We don't want her falling down drunk.
That'll be the day. Right then, who's going to propose a toast?
Oh, your
I'm
dad
gonna be
is.
like...
No, you are, aren't you?
Am I?
Go on then, Dad.
Right, well, I'd just like to congratulate you both on getting engaged. Especially Patrice, who has got himself.
A duel beyond compare.
No, I agree.
Well, yes, maybe that's going a bit over the top, but...
Dad!
Only a bit over the top. No, I'd... health and happiness to you both.
And I'll second that.
Thank
you.
You see, Alec?
Well.
It's love what conquers all in the end, not economics.
All right, then we'll all tell Gloria we love her. Then you can sack her for economic reasons.
Bugface!
Breakfast, madam!
What time's Deirdre due back?
About lunchtime, I think. Trace can't wait.
Well, I don't think she's suffered too much in her mother's absence. You all right, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. No, I think Trace has had a ball.
Yeah. That's what's probably bugging your father.
What, Trace has enjoyed herself?
No, that Deirdre has too. Mind you, I can't say I blame him. I don't think I'd be exactly over the moon if you went to a luxury hotel with 200 fellas.
As bad as the rest of them. As if she's been on some sort of non-stop rave-up. Hey, in fact, I wouldn't put it past you to have written that letter.
What letter?
The one sent to the recorder. Criticising the conference as a waste of time and money at the ratepayer's expense, etc., etc.
I spend all my spare time writing little missives to your father.
Somebody did. And Deirdre isn't going to be too pleased when she finds out about all the gossip that's been going on behind her back.
If she's going to be a pro, darling, she'll have to grow a thicker skin.
Like you mean?
Yeah, that's right, like me.
Hiya.
Hello, Princess. Sorry you're leaving us.
Oh, it's been brilliant. But I'm going to see my mum again.
Yeah, it's been brilliant for us too, having a youngster around. Isn't that right, sir?
Have you got a minute?
What is it?
Well, it's about this Deirdre business.
Come here. There wasn't any business until you and your wife started stirring things up.
Look, I'm not here to argue the toss. All right, Audrey should never have opened a job, but that's not the issue. The point is that what she said was the truth. Deirdre did wangle away onto that delegation.
If she did.
There's no ifs about it.
If she did, then it's up to her to talk to me about it when she gets back. It's not something to be chewed over in your blasted shop.
Ah, we're in agreement about that one anyway. Look, this is between you and her, you know. It's not to do with me and Audrey. And I'll be very thankful if you leave us out of it.
It's a bit late to worry about that, isn't it?
No, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to get mixed up in a family row.
There won't be a row. I'm sure Deirdre's got a perfectly good explanation.
Yeah, well, maybe. But even so, it's not the end of the world, is it? I mean, at worst, she's just guilty of being over-keen. Nothing wrong in that.
Yeah, but at least it shows she's prepared to get off her backside and do something to justify a place on the council.
Unlike certain apathetic councillors of yore we could name, eh?
You've got a long memory, Al.
Yes, I have about some things. Look, I put a lot of time in during my service. I did the best I could, and I apologise for nought. And if Deirdre's got any sense, she'll do the same.
Oh, love the clobber.
Don't be sarky, wife.
Who's being sarky? That's a very natty shirt you've got on there.
But?
No buts. Can't I pay my old man a compliment?
Well, yes, you can, but you very rarely do.
No, well, I'm not given to gush, me. You look very dapper. That's one of the first things I noticed about you. That man looks very dapper, I thought.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Of course, I mean, I do have to present a good front in my line.
Whereas, you see, me, on the other hand, I'm more what you might call your natural slut.
Gay ball.
No, I am. Left him his sen. I'd like as not bother. It's not easy playing mind glamorous hostess 7 days a week.
Well, easy or not, you always look the part.
Well, I do, when I'm not under stress. Put me under stress, I go wrinkled, raddled and horrible before your very eyes. The picture of Dorian Lynch. Turns the punters off so much shocking it does.
Bet one of them has to go.
Being short-staffed, now, you see, that's one of the things that puts me under stress.
Betty or Gloria, you choose which.
Alec, come on. Why does it have to be either?
Because we can't afford both.
We can afford sprancing new shirts and silk ties for you, though, can't we?
That is a legitimate business expense. I've got to be well turned out in my line.
Hey up, trouble's back. I hope you missed me.
Oh, of course we have. We were just saying, weren't we, Alec?
Yes. Well, look, I'll have to be going. I'll leave that other little matter in your very capable hands, my lord.
How very kind of you indeed, my love.
Oh, Alec, before you go, little present from me.
Oh.
I'm bet I could just see in this. Oh, yes, very bet, I thought to myself.
Oh, thanks, love. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, Alec.
Oh, yeah. It's very fetching. Gloria, thank you for these. They're very much appreciated.
Well, with a bit of luck, they won't explode. Right, I'll just take my coat through and then I'm all yours. Oh, and you can leave them glasses. I'll do them.
Alec, how can I sack her now?
No, you're right. It's not the most auspicious moment, is it? Leave it. I'll have a word with her tonight.
I'd not like to be in her shoes when she lands back.
Ah, well, Ken won't do out stupid. I mean, he's got it all in perspective.
He doesn't mind. She lied to him.
She did not lie to him. She didn't lie to him. She just...
Didn't tell the truth.
Well, she's a bit over-keen, that's all. I think he's a bit prouder on the quiet, anyway. She certainly showed more spirit than we expected, Ken included. Now, can we please drop it?
Well, he's going to want some explanation, all the same.
I said, can we drop it?
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
By gum, that's a radiant smile for a miserable morning.
Well, a girl's entitled to feel radiant when she just got herself engaged. You've got what? Je vais me marier. Means I'm going to get married.
Oh, congratulations, kid. When did that happen?
Dernier soir, just before Mon Chéri went chez lui.
Oh, speak flipping English, will ya?
Since last night, I am now officially a fiancée. There ain't no English word for that, is there?
Well, come on, let's have a look.
Oh, it's lovely.
Well, the lad didn't get that out of a cracker.
Oh, it belonged to his grandmother. This is a Pot de Vin family heirloom, this, you know.
A what family heirloom?
Pot de Vin. That's Patrice's name.
Oh, and you're going to be Mrs. Podavan.
Well, he's as good as Mrs. Webster. And you're going to be Madame Podavan. Madame Patrice Podavan. Oh, look how
Oh, look. Well, where is the blushing bridegroom to be then? I want to give him a big kiss. It's not often I get the chance to kiss handsome young Frenchmen. Well, never actually.
Well, he's had to go back home. You see, he's got his studies to finish. But we're writing every day.
Oh, isn't it romantic, Alfred?
What's your dad and Rita think about this lot then?
Oh, they tickle pink.
They don't think you're too young, like?
Well, true love knows no age barriers, Mr. Roberts. I mean, they didn't tell you were too old for Mrs. Roberts when you were getting wed, did they?
Hey, now, you're out of order there, lass.
Oh, why is she? Come on, the lass is right. When you're in love, you're in love. It doesn't matter what it says on your birth certificate.
Sorry, thought I'd be back sooner. Old man Bridges doesn't have rabbit on.
It was one of our most regular advertisers. It's worth indulging.
Indulging? I'm almost as big an expert on coarse fishing now as he is. Anything urgent?
Oh, a few phone calls on your desk. Another couple of those letters in the second post.
Trouble?
Oh, there's always some flack flying in the council's direction.
I see. Yeah, a few more having a go at the council junket that my wife just happens to be on.
Do you think it's orchestrated?
The campaign? No. No, this one just seems to have got up people's noses a bit more than usual for some reason. They'd held it in Bolton rather than Bournemouth.
All the same, I don't suppose they'd bother writing at all if you hadn't been Deirdre's husband.
It's personal, you mean?
It could be petty jealousy. You know, there are some folk that would find you two a very dynamic couple.
Dynamic, me?
Of course, I don't know you as well as I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't take it too seriously, Ken. There'll always be stirrers.
Yeah. Just a pity that my wife has to give them something to stir.
Oh, and that's me draped on that big rock like a flipping mermaid.
Oh, very glamorous.
Well, as long as you don't look at the spare tire.
What's spare tire? I wish I had a waist like you. Oh, I say, it looks a lovely beach, doesn't it?
It was miles and miles of golden sand.
Good Lord.
That's a little bar we went to most lunchtime.
Oh. Hey, who's this gorgeous fella?
Pedro. He was the waiter. He didn't have fancy his chances, you know, but he was a good lad.
I'm surprised he wanted to come home.
I always want to come home, especially when it's to find my old mate in residence again.
Oh, Glenn.
I'm just saying, Bet. Glad to see we're back to the Rovers originals, an unbeatable team, eh?
Absolutely. Hey, you must have had lovely weather. She's got a smashing colour, hasn't she?
Didn't you fancy going up anywhere, Ivor?
Who with you? Percy Sugden?
It can't be either, kid. But you've had it rough, haven't you? What we are, Gail and Brian and all that.
No, you don't have to tell me, love. Do you know the last holiday I had was when I went to Isle of Man with George Wardle?
Do you miss them?
No, I don't, no. I do miss having somebody to share things with, though, you know. Not big things like holidays. No, little things. I went past Victoria Park the other day and that lovely autumn nipping air and all paths were covered in leaves. And my Bert used to love walking in autumn, you know, when all colours were turning. Oh, we used to get on a bus and go to Hollingsworth Lake or Ashworth Valley and we used to walk for miles. You don't know things like that on your own, do you, Vera?
No, I don't suppose you do. Hey, Jack, come here a minute, love. I want to give you a kiss.
What for?
Well, to show I appreciate you.
How many she had?
Oh, well, so. Do you know, you think he'd be glad he's got a wife that appreciates him. Good to kiss him. Bloody hell. Where the hell have you been?
What are you on about now?
Don't give me that innocent look, Jack Duckworth. You pong like a tart's boudoir.
Oh, that's my new aftershave, what Glow brought me from Portugal. You're not the only one who appreciates me, you see.
Do you know, sometimes, kid, there's something to be said for being on your toes.
Yeah, not finished with that. It's all my fault.
How'd you work that out?
Well, if I'd not took her to France, she'd never have met him, would she?
Well, you didn't twist a flaming arm, did you? She just tagged herself on.
Martin, do you know, I don't know what you're so miffed about anyway. Jenny and you were never an item.
Yeah, I know, but she's only young. She's only a kid.
Oh, my God, you sound like Alfred Roberts.
Well, I agree with Marty. I mean, she's a bright girl. She ought to pursue her full potential before she buries herself in marriage.
Like I did, you mean?
Oh, well, no, because it was different with you, wasn't
No,
it?
I've not got 8 blooming O-levels, have I?
Oh, what I think Kaylee trying to say is you wasn't as young as Jenny is. Plus, you was always more mature, love. What I think's a shame is the party we've been done out of.
Party? What party?
Well, the one we would have had to celebrate the engagement had Monsieur Paddywhack stuck around a bit longer.
Right.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean, not necessarily?
Well, do we have to be done out of a party? We might as well give the poor girl a decent send-off.
It's a good idea.
Before she buries herself alive in rotten matrimony. Oh, Jenny, that's lovely.
It is rather sweet, isn't it?
Sweet, it's gorgeous. Oh, you're a very lucky girl.
I think he's a very lucky fella.
Yes, well, you both are. I mean, well, it's wonderful just finding each other when you've got all your lives ahead of you. Because, I mean, sometimes some people, they meet people and they miss the chance and then, well, then it's too late and they wish they'd taken the chance when they had it. Anyway, I hope you'll both be very happy.
Thank you, Mavis. I know we will.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for the lift. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Hello. Did you enjoy it? Was it all worthwhile?
Oh, very. A much harder slog than I thought, though.
Yes, well, I do admire what you're doing. I'm taking on all that responsibility.
Well, somebody's got to do it. Hello, love. Great to see you. I hope you've got the kettle on. Well, it was exhausting, but I think stimulating's the only word. I mean, sometimes you'd finish very late one night and then you'd have an early morning briefing before the next day's session and you really had to concentrate like mad. But the thing is, I was very conscious of being oh, no, love. Oh, have you missed me?
Tons, millions, trillions.
Me too. Billions and zillions. Oh. Listen, I didn't have a lot of time to do any shopping, but there's a little something you might like in my case upstairs.
Is it tape? Something for me to wear?
Hang on, I'll come with you. I don't want my best undies all over the floor. Oh. Yeah, thank you, love. Has she been good?
She's been no trouble at all.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, fine. We loved having her.
Oh, well, it's been mutual. In fact, the last time I phoned up, I got the distinct impression she might decide to stop on permanent.
No chance. She was up at 6 o'clock this morning, all packed and ready to see her mum.
Oh. Mom! Yeah. Hang on, I'll tell you all about it when I come down.
Take it you've not said anything to her.
Not yet. She's too full of it all.
Well, why make trouble? It's done with now.
Oh, she's the one who cracked on she was indispensable to the flaming delegation, even if it did mean dumping Tracy on you, while she was still convalescing from a fairly major op.
Dad, you're bottling it all up, aren't you? It'll explode in your face. If you feel like that, have it out with her. At least clear the air.
I fully intend to. But I can't go throwing accusations at her while she's still floating 10 feet off the ground.
Right, see you tonight then, girls.
You will, my love. Hey, thanks for that lovely brooch. Ah, you shouldn't have bothered. You've enough to spend your money on without me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Betty, as long as you like it. See you, Bet.
It's all right, lovely. Ah, she's a nice girl. I wish you could find herself a decent chap. Bet?
Betty,
You're very quiet. Come to think of it, you've been quiet all day.
even I have my off days, Flower.
It's not one of your off days. You're bothered about something, aren't you? I know you too well. Sit in.
I presume by him you mean my husband?
Oh, no offence, Chuck, but I mean, if you'd have had a bit of a tip, well, it's not unusual, is it? I mean, most couples do.
He wants me to give Gloria her cards.
Gloria? Oh, what's she done?
She's done nothing. That's partly the problem. Be easier if she had. And you're right, she's a nice girl. And a mate. How do I tell her there's just no room for her here anymore?
Well, why not?
Ask him. He does the books.
Oh, well, he'll change his mind, Louis. Go on, you'll be able to make him do it.
Not where business is concerned, Betty. And let's face it, when we come down to the nitty-gritty, he's the one in charge.
Right, now you know what you've got to do, don't you?
Orders will be obeyed at all times, without question.
Martin, you have to sound
I
convincing.
will sound convincing.
You'll be there at 7:30, won't you?
If she comes, yeah.
She'll come. She won't miss an opportunity to flash her ring.
Right, see you in a bit then.
Right, don't be late.
Thanks.
Ta-ra. 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 There you go.
Hello, mate. All right. Hi. Give us a bottle of scotch, will you?
I see you've lost your lodger then.
Yeah. Great little kid, that, you know.
Oh, well, I expect she'll be back if Deirdre keeps going away on these jobs.
Well, I don't suppose there'll be too many of them, will there?
I meant with her being so keen.
Well, here's more power to her elbow, then. I mean, she's only doing it for the likes of you and me, isn't she? Now, me, if I have a couple of days off, I like to be found by a swimming pool somewhere with a large glass of that in my hand. See ya. Bye-bye, love.
Do you have to keep having a dig?
Well, I think she's going the right way to upset the old apple cart. Ken's old-fashioned at heart. He's not going to enjoy taking second place to his wife's other commitment.
Well, he supported her going on the council.
Maybe he didn't reckon on her getting power hungry.
Oh, no, that's a bit harsh, is that?
Oh, Al, look, I have been close to one broken marriage this year, and I wouldn't wish that sort of pain on my worst enemy.
I just think she's entitled to know what's been said in her absence, that's all.
Deirdre, you've still not spoken to her?
Janet, another one thinks I should have confronted her the minute she walked through the door.
And told her about the letters.
What letters?
Oh, I've said enough. Time I was off anyway. Night, Ken.
Yeah, bye.
Susan, I hope you sort it out. I worry about your dad, you know.
Just leave it, both of you. This afternoon was not the appropriate time, that's all.
What letters?
Well, I've had some more of the same ilk as that one I told you about.
What, criticising the trip?
Yeah.
Well, she'll take those all in a stride.
When they're printed in the recorder.
Oh, Dad, you haven't.
Valid readers' letters. Can't start introducing censorship because I happen to be a councillor's husband.
Very democratic. I just hope your wife sees it that way.
Doubt it'll even register in her state of euphoria. Anyway, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Can I call in on my old dad if I feel like it then?
Oh, you don't usually drop in at this time.
Well, I was at a loose end.
Loose enough for a quickie in the wine bar before you go home.
What Deirdre be expecting you?
Manage without me for a week. I think another half hour won't make much difference.
I see she's that then. Deirdre Barlow.
All right. I must say she's looking very bonny.
Deirdre Barlow?
Well, give us a couple of weeks lying in the sun doing that, and we could look the same, I think.
Well, not there's a bit of plastic surgery won't put right.
Speak for yourself, Lit.
And yet same fella drops her off that picks her up.
Well, I dare say you would be if he were one that give her a lift.
Only younger now. Well, in his 30s, like. Younger than Ken. More Deirdre's age.
I've noticed that myself.
I wonder if the only one then.
Oh, no. Councillors are definitely growing younger, like bobbies. They all do.
They are, chuck you.
Where is this?
Oh, it just, he'll be here.
Yeah, but we're coming at 1:45. I don't want a monster on the doorstep.
No, I really don't feel like coming out, Martin. I mean, I'm just not into this scene anymore.
Oh, Jenny, it's not a date. You're just coming out for an orange, aren't you, with a pal to celebrate? I'll leave him getting to put double sheddies in.
I'd rather have a Dubonnet and lemonade.
I'm sure you will, but I don't think they'll serve you that.
You know, it's ridiculous. I'm practically a married woman.
Oh, no. Well, you won't have to worry about these licensing laws in French France, will you, hey?
No,
Hey, it's a shame you couldn't have had a proper engagement thing, though, isn't it?
I'm not.
Well, let's do instead, then.
Surprise! What's going on? This is your engagement party.
Shame it's mine, his fiancée, but we can still have a laugh, can't we?
Yep, only he's not here. It's somewhere very exclusive.
Just got a membership card to get in.
It's a little rendezvous known as Webster's Pub. They're all coming, the old gang, Lisa and Darren and all of them.
Yeah, hope they all bring a bottle.
Yeah, come on, it's not red wine. I don't want my furniture ruined. Come on.
Well, kid, what do you say?
C'est magnifique.
Oh, get me on.
See you.
Au revoir. She's not bad, yes, she? Long day, boss. You can say that again. What was it today? Morrison and topless go-go dancers, was it? You must be knackered. One of these days, Jack, you'll have to come with me on one of my talent hunting trips.
Love to, boss.
Yes. Be an education for you.
Always had to learn something new, mate.
Good. Because when you've sat in a smoky little back room in a grotty working men's club, listening to I Yam What I Yam, sung 97 times, each one more excruciating than the one before, you'll learn to be glad to get back to your beer even.
Too long. How was Portugal,
I see you made the right decision.
What decision?
Well, I know it can't have been easy, but one of them had to go.
Neither of them's gone, Mother. No, I explained the problem to Betty, and she's volunteered to do lunchtimes only.
Very neat.
I thought so. I trust you're happy with that arrangement?
Perfectly.
Good. Because I like to keep my beloved husband happy. You're a crafty little git, Gilroy, what are you?
A very lucky man.
Whoops. There you go. Come on, cheer up, darling. What's the matter? You missing the youngster?
It's good to have a place to ourselves again.
Yeah, it was a bit cramped for three, eh? Couldn't pinch your bum when I felt like it.
Mike?
I wonder how Deirdre faced up to the Inquisition, eh? Did you give a full and frank confession about all her little wicked misdeeds, eh?
Dad's leaving it till tomorrow. He doesn't want to pull her down the minute she's got back.
Oh, well, why pull her down at all?
Because he's got to know if there's any truth in what Alf said.
Ugh, does it really matter?
Well, it does to him. Mike, I don't really want to talk about them. There's something I've got to tell you.
Oh, yeah. I've been expecting this. All right, when do you start?
Start?
Yeah, you got a job, haven't you? Still, I suppose if it's something you really want to do...
No, it's not a job. I think I might be pregnant. Well, I didn't want to tell you till I was sure, but...
God! I just don't know what to say.
It's not definite.
Of course it is. You can bank on that. I'm just surprised it's taken so long. Oh, Sue. My clever, beautiful little darling.
Have I got this right now? 2 Anbarm cakes, 3 cheese and tomato, and 2 Bakewell tarts.
3 Bakewell.
Why, 3? There's only you and Shirley.
Well, I do want one and all.
Oh.
Right, ladies, they'll be ready at 10:30.
Right. Thanks, Al. All right, look.
Can I have a packet of chewing gum, please?
It isn't. It can't be. Didn't you used to be Martin Platt?
Hey, give over. Just got a suit on.
It is Martin Platt. I recognise your voice. Hiya, Martin. Who got you dressed this morning?
Oh, I've got a job interview, haven't I?
Is that all? I thought you were getting married.
Take no notice, lad. It's easy to get wed than find a job round here.
What is this job anyway, Martin?
It's where my dad works, you know, printers.
Oh.
Printing works just like that. I thought you were going to be a trainee brain surgeon or something.
Hey, stop teasing, lad. It's right, love, being smart. It makes them think you're being keen.
Well, I don't know as I am keen, really.
Hey,
you know.
listen, do you think I'd stand a chance?
Of course you would.
Because if I thought there were any chance at all, I'd go home and put my best frock on and go in place of you. Because Holt's easier than Baldwin.
Well, except the dough beer, which we will be on if we don't get clocked in.
Come on.
Think I'll have another cup of coffee. Do you want one?
No, thanks. I don't really want this one.
Well, that's a sign. That is a sign. My mate's wife, she got pregnant and she went right off coffee.
Look, we don't even know if I am pregnant. I mean, all we've got to go off is a test kit from the chemist.
Well, I know, I'm sure. I can feel it in my bones. I can even tell you the night. It was...
Look, don't bank on it, will you? Because I know you. If it turns out that I'm not pregnant, you'll go all sulky on me.
I won't. I promise, cross me heart. Anyway, you are pregnant. If I get a minute, I'll phone up a couple of estate agents this morning.
What for?
Well, we can't stay here, can we? I mean, it's too small. All right for a couple, but, well, no good for a family. No, we want a big house for the garden. Do you know that's something I've never had, a garden? Never in my life. I've never had to mow a lawn in my natural. Still, got to start somewhere.
Look, will you come down from wherever it is you fly in just for a minute, please?
I can't, darling. I'm so pleased. I'm so excited.
Well, don't be. We don't even know if I am pregnant or not. I'm going to go and see the doctor this morning and we'll see what she's got to say. I'll probably have to do some tests and stuff.
All right, all right. Anything you say, as long as you're happy.
And another thing. I don't want you to tell anybody. And I mean anybody, because, well, if it turns out to be a false alarm, we're going to look pretty stupid, aren't we?
All right. Okay. I'll hold my horses. But it won't be easy. I want to tell the world.
You have the telly on?
No, you can't. Not at this time in the morning.
Well, I've got nothing to do.
Where's that book you were reading?
Don't know.
Well, there's something you can be doing. You can be looking for that.
I'm off.
Oh, Ken, I've got something for you. Well, it's for the recorder, actually. I've done a write-up at the conference in Bournemouth.
Oh, looks like quite a saga.
Oh, I've spread myself a bit. You're always glad of something to fill the paper up with, aren't you?
If it's interesting. Of course, you're too late for this week.
Oh, yeah, I know that. It's the sort of thing people ought to be reading, is that?
Ought to read? Why ought they?
Well, it's educational, for one thing.
I mean, people just don't appreciate the problems involved with waste disposal, and they should. And apart from that, I think they should know what the councillors are getting up to at these conferences.
Yeah. I think one or two of them already have a pretty shrewd idea.
Bye, love.
Bye, Tracy.
Why is Dad in a funny mood?
Oh, ask me another one, Trace.
Rover's return. Hang on. Alec! It's for you! Who is it? Frank Conlon. He says he's not in. I'm only telling you what he's just said to me. Well, of course I know he tells lies. I live with him, don't I?
Hello, Frank. Yeah, long time no see. No, that was just Bet. She loves a joke. You've not met her, have you? No, you must come round. Be a treat for you. Now, listen, Frank. If it's about that commission we said we'd split, oh, it's not.
There's a mouse down that cellar.
Jack, lad, stop running yourself down like this. Well, I know Vera reckons you're a mouse. Keep saying to yourself over and over again, I am a man, I am a man.
No, this is straight. There's a mouse down the cellar. I've seen the evidence. Droppings.
Would they get
Well, I say a mouse. I suppose it could be a rat.
Well, what are you telling me for? Do you want an armed escort every time you go down there, or what?
Yeah, but they don't bother me. Mind you, if it is a rat, they don't come on their own. They come up-handed. Very nasty things. They're good for your throat. You know.
Listen, Sunshine, I've forgotten more about rats than you'll ever know. I've spent most of my life with them, and from my experience, it's not your throat they go for, it's your handbag.
Yeah, right. Right then. The Midland at 1. I'll see you then. Bye. Bet, my darling, as the man in the song said, Eureka!
What are you looking so pleased with yourself about?
Who do they turn to when they're flummoxed, eh? They only come crying for Alec Gilroy, don't they? And this time it's only the British Army.
The British Army? You've been called up?
Don't be so stupid. Of course, they've been let down, haven't they? Our plucky lads out there on the Rhine. This top agency is supposed to be laying on an entertainments package that let them down. So, who do they turn to assemble a good little troop?
You?
Right. Hey, it's good money, though, Bet. Nice round sum for the entire deal. Airfares the lot.
10% for you, eh?
And the rest. She'll be making a creative contribution to this little package. Hardly creative.
And he says he's counting the days until he unfolds me in his arms again.
I've never had a French boyfriend. Still, it's never too late with luck.
Hey, I'll tell Mr. Roberts.
Hey, and then he says, oh, well, I won't read that bit out.
Oh, come here, let me have a look. When I am away from you, I keep remembering how... Oh, I can't make head nor tail of that bit.
Oh, well, you see, he writes the special bits in French. Well, you never know when these things might fall into the wrong hands, do you?
Small sport.
Hi.
Can I have a packet of mints, please?
Sure. Do you want anything else?
No.
Hey, have you seen Jenny's engagement ring?
Belonged to Patrice's grandmother. It's very nice.
Don't you want your change, Mrs. Baldwin?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's wrong with her? She hardly looked at the engagement ring then.
Oh, taking a notice, love. Her and Mike Baldwin already think they own everything that's worth looking at.
Oh, she's not like that.
They're all like that, love, that have got a bit of money.
Hey, Patrice's father's not like that, and he's rolling in money.
Ooh, don't it make you sick?
Have a quick glance at that, will you?
Oh, what is it?
It's a piece Deirdre's written about a mission to Bournemouth. Unsolicited, I might add. I'd like a second opinion. Not that I feel I need one.
It seems very comprehensive. She covered the whole conference by the look of it.
In other words, it's pretty tedious.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, I would. I mean, it's not only boring, it's egotistical. Do our readers honestly want to read about, A, different systems of waste disposal, and B, what Deirdre thinks about them in painstaking detail? Honestly, I don't think I can use that.
Deirdre won't like that. Well, by the way, I meant to ask you, what was her reaction to those letters in this week's issue?
I don't know about them yet.
She doesn't know. 3 nasty letters all saying that councillors who go on seaside conferences want shooting or worse to that effect. And you haven't even warned her.
Well, the subject never arose.
Well, it will.
Yes, I'm aware of that, Janet. Can't say I'm too worried.
You may not like my hot pot, but I've had no complaints from the customers.
Look, you're missing the point, Betty.
Are you upsetting Betty again?
Look, I merely said that...
He doesn't like the hot pot.
It's terrific, Betty's hot pot. Ask any of the customers.
It's nothing to do with the flaming customers. All I said was bung plenty of salt in. On the salty side, that's what I said. That way they eat the hot pot, they get thirsty, and we sell more ale. That's all I said.
Look, I use the salt that's needed, no more and no less.
That's talking to a brick wall.
We'll worry about the hot pot. You go and have your fancy lunch at the Midland.
Look, it's to be hoped I can pull this deal off because somebody's got to subsidise the staff.
Take no notice of him.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rita says it's made all the difference to Jenny. She's sort of settled down all of a sudden.
Well, that's what being engaged is for, you see.
Well, at least she's not out every night looking for boys.
Missing some fun, then.
She doesn't seem to think so. I mean, as far as I can make out, she writes to Patrice every night. I mean, what do they find to say? And apart from that, all she does is her homework.
Well, she'll soon get tired of that, you know, once the novelty's worn off.
Oh, well, if you can just
Excuse me a minute.
get people to take an interest, at least it's something.
Hello, love.
Hello,
Can we have a
Audrey.
gin and tonic?
We're just talking about rubbish disposal.
How fascinating.
Actually, I've written a piece on it. I'm going to get Ken to put it in the recorder. You know, just something to get people talking.
Well, I think they're talking already, love. Have you seen the sweets paper?
Not yet. Should I have?
I am saying nothing. I don't think you'll like it, though.
One gin and tonic.
Oh, sorry. Deirdre.
No, thanks, Alf. I think I'd better be going.
I want you.
Deirdre, have you seen Mike?
Hello.
What's the verdict? Well, what did the doctor say?
Mike, I'd rather not talk here. Let's go home.
Oh, come on, she must have said something. I'm on pins here.
Definitely.
Oh, great. Are you sure everything's all right? I mean, I thought she'd want to take a sample and do some tests and all that.
Well, so did I, but she's sure right enough. She said that those test kits that you get from the chemist, they're just as good as anything she could do. And when I told her I'd done the test twice, she said that it was definite.
I didn't know you'd done it twice.
Yeah, well, I thought I might have done the first one wrong.
No, darling. You haven't done anything wrong. You've done everything right. We're going to have a drink. I want to celebrate. Do you want one?
No, thanks.
Oh, no, of course. You'll have to be teetotal now, won't you?
No, I won't. No glass of wine's not going to do me any harm.
Well, let's not take any chances, eh? We'll have to work out a nice, healthy routine for you. We've got to take extra special care of you now, haven't we, eh?
Well, you stop fussing over me. I'm pregnant, not ill.
And the sooner we get a house, the better.
What's the rush? The baby's not due till the middle of May.
Hey, that's a marvellous time to have a baby, you know. Beginning of the summer. I mean, you can sit in the garden with it, can't you? Yeah. Yeah, now, we got to get a house with a decent garden, yeah.
Oh, it's a long time off. In the meantime, I suggest that we live our lives just as normal. We'll have some lunch and then you better get back to work.
Oh, God. Can you imagine what the girls are going to say when they find out, eh? Can you imagine the comments I'm going to get from Vera and that lot? They'll have me blushing.
Yeah, well, if you don't tell them, they won't take advantage, will they?
Well, the mood I'm in now, I'll probably give them all a bonus. Oh, Suze.
Yes, well, you'd have to have your advertisement here by Monday morning. Monday lunchtime at the latest. That's an absolute deadline. Yes, right. Fine. Okay, bye.
Fine. I have to talk to you.
Fire away.
Well, if you like, but I think you might prefer it in private.
Would it be all right if I go into my shopping now, Ken?
Yeah, sure.
I'll only be a few minutes.
Take as long as you like.
Just what are you trying to do to me, Ken?
Well, can we get straight what I'm supposed to have done first?
You know damn well. Those letters in today's recorder.
Ah, those.
Yes, those. Idle, freeloading councillors living it up on the rates, holidays on the backs of the long-suffering ratepayers, and so on and so on. How could you?
I didn't write those letters.
You printed them, though.
It's my job, Deirdre.
They're aimed at me,
I would have
Ken.
published them whoever they were aimed at.
Not whoever. I'm your wife.
Well, all the more reason why I should publish them. Look, I realise you don't like getting a critical drubbing in the paper.
You realise that,
But do you want to get the reputation as a counsellor whose husband suppresses all criticism of her? I mean, would you like that?
Well, you could at least have warned me. But, oh, no. You were probably savouring the effect they'd have on me, looking forward to having a little giggle. I mean, be honest, Ken. This is your way of getting back at me.
Well, getting back at you for what, exactly?
Having the gall to do my job as a counsellor and go to Bournemouth for the conference. I mean, be honest. You were opposed to it right from the minute I was picked to go on that delegation. You started sniping.
All right, Deirdre, you keep on. You keep on telling me to be honest. Well, all right, then let us be honest. In the first place, you were not picked to go on that delegation. You wangled your way onto it. You pulled strings and you badgered people to get onto it. So if you want to go on about being honest, then it's you who ought to start. And while we're being honest, Deirdre, I'll tell you here and now that this report of yours will not be in the Recorder this week. Not because I'm opposed to your point of view, I'm not. But because it's long, egotistical, badly written, and boring.
Right, see you tonight then.
Yeah, thanks a lot, love.
Right. Sure.
Charlotte.
Hi, Alice.
Hello.
See you later.
Yes, hello, the wanderer returns. Had a nice boozy lunch, have you? We could have done with you in here this lunchtime.
Well, you're going to have to do without me for a good few lunchtimes.
Eh? How
Well,
come?
I'm off to Germany, aren't I?
You what?
Only for a couple of weeks. Well, thereabouts.
What about me? Who's going to run the pub? Well, you're trolling about Germany. What's all this about?
Now, calm down. I mean, I'm not going on holiday, am I? I mean, it's purely business.
Business it may be. They've been out pure about it if you're involved.
Look, me and Frank Common are putting on a variety show for the army bases. I mean, it's a rush job. Somebody's let them down. I mean, it's good money, Bet. It's a package deal. They've budgeted for airfares, the lot.
Yes, all right. What do you have to go for?
Well, it's either me or Frank, isn't
Let
it?
Frank go. You've a pub to run.
What? Let Frank Conlon go, eh? I wouldn't trust him to keep a budgie's pot filled with water. Now then, we need a couple more artistes. Mine is to be quite frank. Anybody who's any good will not be free for this caper. But we've got to have a singer.
Who are you ringing now?
Lorna Valentino.
Lorna Valentino? With the Lurex Watsits and the Diamante bullfighting gear. She's terrible.
Ah, but she does have a passport. I know that because of that job I got her in Beirut. Lorna? Alec Gilroy here. Yes. Great news for you, Lorna. Yeah. You what? Look, you'll have to speak up a bit, love. I can hardly hear you. Your voice is what? Look, golden syrup. That's the answer. Just keep forcing it down. It does wonders. Now, you've still got your passport, have you? Good, because you are off to entertain the troops in Germany. Today. The minibus will pick you up at 6. Then it's the night ferry to Ostend. Yes, Lorna, this is the break I was telling you about. This is the big one. Yes, you could end up being British Forces official pin-up. Yeah. Look, just cut the rabbit and get packing. I'll see you later.
If she ever gets to be British Forces pin-up, we may as well run up a white flag. And what's all this about? Mini coaches and night ferries to Ostend? I thought you said it was airfares.
Oh, catch me throwing away good money on rubbish like Lorna Valentino.
Alec, how about me coming with you? Be like a honeymoon.
Don't be silly. Somebody's got to look after the pub, haven't they?
Yeah, muggins. Who are you ringing now?
We need a vent act. Mind you, this chap, I mean, strictly giving up the business. Still, I can't think of anybody else. Rex! Rex! Alec Gilroy. Long time no see. Yes. Listen, Rex, have you still got the dummy you used to use in the act? The little soldier. What was it you called it? Monty, yes. Well, we'll have to think of another name because I've got a great booking for you, Frank. Rex. No, listen, Rex. Rex, I don't care how well the chip shop's doing. This is good money we're talking about. Yes, this is going to spread a lot of gutter on your bread.
Have you bothered before?
Well, I thought that was obvious. We've got things to discuss.
Oh, is there any point?
Yes, I think so. I mean, look, if we're going to have an argument, then for God's sake, let's put the words into it. We're not going to solve anything by slamming doors and walking out, are we? And I don't see the point in one or both of us going all silent, either.
I see. You want some straight talking, do you?
Yes, I do.
All right, then. In that case, I'd like to know why you've been setting traps for me. All right. I admit, I did my damnedest to get on that conference team. But if you knew that, why didn't you say something before I went?
Because before you went, I didn't know. And then when you got back, well, I kept hoping that you'd say something. Instead of all this lying and pretending that you'd tell me the truth. I mean, what was that performance about, dear? About having to go, having to pull strings and all this, when all along it was you working your way on.
Because I thought it'd get you off my back, that's why. Because I thought if I said, I want to be on that conference, they don't particularly want me, but I want to be there, you'd have walked all over me. Yes, you would. You'd have accused me of neglecting you, abandoning Tracy, forgetting me duties as a wife and mother.
Oh, yes, perhaps I would.
There's no perhaps about it.
And if I had done, I'd have been right. Because you have been selling us short, me and Tracy, whether you admit it to yourself or not.
I honestly don't feel I'm doing that. Oh. I'll tell you what I do feel, Ken. All the time nowadays. I feel as if you're against me. I feel as if I can't do anything right for you. You're hostile, you're jealous. You're sorry I ever got elected.
No, I'm not. Believe me, I'm proud of you.
I want to believe you. You don't show it.
I'll make sure I do in future. Look, you being a counsellor, it's fine with me. Just so long as you're the woman that you used to be, with me and Tracy, I mean. Because sometimes nowadays it's as if you're a different person.
I'm still me, Ken. But well, we all change.
Just don't change too much, that's all I ask.
Right, right,
Do you want to sit down, love?
I'd much rather go home.
Oh, don't be like that. Come and sit down over here. There you go. Oh, not too hopeful about the job, then?
Well, they said they'd let me know, but no.
Why? What went wrong?
Well, nothing really. I just got the impression they wanted someone like 16, you know, straight from school.
How old are you, son? 19, is it? Ah, you got to face it, especially as they're gone.
Oh, come on, Martin. They might be dead impressed. Hey, what kind of printing do they do there, anyway?
You know, commercial stuff, bingo cards, raffle tickets and all that.
Hey, sounds like a good place to work. That could be some useful fiddles.
Oh, hang on, he's not even got a job yet, and you're talking about fiddles.
Never too soon to learn about them, son. Yes, wallet, passport, yes. Now, if any bills come while I'm away, don't pay them, leave them until I get back.
Oh, don't worry about that, Flower. I've no intention of paying any bills. I'm going to spend all taking.
I know you're only joking, but I'd rather you didn't. Maybe go say it, boss. Yes, I'm on my way, I'm coming.
Come on, give me a nice wet kiss.
Come on! There's folk watching. All right, go on. Listen, I'll phone you tomorrow. All right?
Be a good lad. Behave yourself.
Hey, and don't you worry about the pub, nor your wife, because they'll both be in good hands. Yes, well, just you keep your hands off the wife and out of the till, and I'll be happy.
Let's go home, Mike.
Hang on a minute, we're meeting someone. There they are.
What are you up to?
Right, glad you can make it.
What's going on? Your husband here rings us up, tells us to meet here, and won't take no for an answer.
Will you tell him, or shall I?
Tell us what?
You don't mean a baby? Is that what all this is about?
Right, you're going to be a granddad.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so pleased.
We'll have a celebration. I'll buy the whole pub a drink, let them know the good news.
Oh, no, Mike, I don't like anything like that.
My wife, she's so shy. I want to tell the whole world.
Well, it's private, isn't it? It's embarrassing. It hasn't got anything to do with anybody else.
All right. Anything to keep you happy. What you having? Gin?
No, I'll get these. Grandfather's privilege.
No, it's my shop. Gloria.
Hey, there's nothing wrong, is there? Are you all right?
No, I'm fine. Fine.
And And with a week of Frenchmen in Rita's spare room and the return of Betty to the Rovers, enjoy it properly with the classic Coronation Street Omnibus on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. But back to tonight, and Martin is a hero. And you won't hear the last of it in ever-decreasing circles next on Plus.